go to the content suggestions. Everyone's freaking out about Hunter Biden getting, what's the word I'm looking for? Pardoned. Why? Please, quiet, Asmongold. Let's see here. So I guess we're going to talk about the Hunter Biden pardon today, even though it seems like the most unbelievable nothing burger of all time. Not that it's not a thing that happened. It's just like, it's not going to change anyone's calculation of who they're going to vote for. So let's see here. No, we're not going to do those. Joe Biden pardons Hunter. Of course, they have to have a strong opinion about that. Man, is everything about the Hunter Biden shit, dude? How lame. All right, let's see here. And there we are. You know what? I finally got a space heater, and this shit is very effective, but I'm not sure if I need it to be this hot now. I can't find a nice medium temperature, dude. That healthcare CEO got assassinated? I have no idea what you're talking about. Healthcare CEO shot 23 minutes ago. Oh man, there's a lot on this already. I don't know. United Healthcare. Search. Blasted him and walked away. Well, that's not very PogChamp of him, is it? Not very poggies. Also, look at this crazy shit that I found out. If we go here, we can see that now I have the ability to stream. Jesus Christ, my hair looks so weird from both angles. Anyways, found out a way to multi-stream, first off, without having two OBS things open so that I can still do the vertical streaming. The vertical stream hasn't started yet, but now I can just click on that and it'll connect me to the live stream, and isn't that just so cool? So now there's not going to be as much issues around the short streaming. And what we're probably going to do is completely ignore the I'll see if I can't set up a bot just for the YouTube short streams. But yeah, I want to make it to where if you want to chat with me or if you want to say something that I pay attention to, I'll occasionally glance over at the short stream. But I think that for now, the move is to just like ignore the shorts chat, because the shorts chat is subhuman filth. The shorts chat is just full of the most degenerate, uneducated, like, memesters who half of them say that they're just trying to get a rise out of me, and the other half say, actually, I actually believe this. So kind of hard to choose what to do there, but let me not accidentally close out my window there. Okay. Actually, I can just do this, and that's so much better. Oh, man. I'm actually, like, optimizing my screen so well now. I can get to everything that I need. Let me just respond to internet gas and DMs. Do an initial react, and then watch again off screen. Off stream, then do what Tron told me. Alrighty, now we are fully in on it. Okay, United Healthcare. Let's turn this off. United Healthcare, health insurance plans. Let's just go to their Wikipedia so we can see what it is. United Health Group Incorporated is an American multinational health insurance and services company based in Minnesota. Gross. Selling insurance products under United Healthcare, blah, blah, blah. Criticism and controversies. Is there anything recently that might have caused someone to be upsetty spaghetti? An October 2021 New York Times report identified United Health in a list of Medicare insurers accused of overbilling. According to the Inspector General General, Jesus, a whistleblower came forward, so the U.S. government went after United Health for overbilling Medicare. In July 2024, the Wall Street Journal concluded that United Health was the worst offender among private insurers who made dubious diagnoses in their clients in order to trigger large payments from the government's Medicare Advantage program. The patients often did not receive any treatment for those insurer-added diagnoses. The report, based on Medicare data obtained from the federal government under a research agreement, calculated that diagnoses added by United Health for diseases patients had never been treated for had yielded $8.7 billion in payments to the company in 2021, over half of its net income of $17 billion for that year. Oh, so they're like Medicare fraud people. Cool. Well, let's watch this for a second. See what
About an hour and 20 minutes before the start of the conference, is there any indication that he was going to meet someone? Because it's pretty early. Is he on his way to meet someone there at the conference?
He leaves the hotel dressed like he's going to be attending the conference. We're working with his co-workers and other people that he planned on attending the conference with to get that information. But as of right now, he's in charge of the conference, so we believe he was getting there to help set up.
Okay, and then just the city bike, if I may. Do we know where that city bike is now? Does he dock it or does he keep riding it?
We're still tracking video. The last we see with him on that bike is in Central Park.
Is there a way to track that bike?
There are GPSs on those bikes. We'll be working with the company.
All right, we're going to move over. We're going to go AJ Berkeley.
Chief, were any words exchanged? If so, what were the words? I'm told a cell phone was recovered in an alleyway on his escape route. Does that appear to be connected to the suspect?
We're working through that cell phone. Obviously, we'll be processing it forensically. And as far as words being exchanged, we do not have audio of the incident. We only have the regular video.
But nothing from witnesses?
Nothing. Well, there was one witness standing right next to the victim when he was shot. We're still trying to identify that victim. Excuse me, that witness.
We're going to go over to Aaron Katursky.
Thank you. Chief, was he checked into the hotel across the street alone? Was he in the city alone? Was he accompanied by anybody? Did he have any known enemies or anyone that you've been able to find so far?
Like I said, we're reaching out to law enforcement in Minnesota, and we're also interviewing his co-workers and family members to see if there have been any specific threats against him in the past. As far as who was he in the hotel with, we're doing a search warrant in his hotel room right now. That might lead us, give us some more information.
All right, we're going to go over to Dean Moses.
A couple of questions. One, based on the surveillance you've seen of this individual, do you feel like he's professional? You mentioned that he did the bullet spell. Do you feel like this was a professional individual who took this man's life? And also, will it affect in any way Tree Life tonight?
I'll answer the part about whether or not he's a professional. That we have no way of knowing that. From watching the video, it does seem that he's proficient in the use of firearms, as he was able to clear the malfunctions pretty quickly.
So let's scroll all the way down to the bottom. I'm curious. So it happened at 6:40 in the morning. Shot and killed in Midtown Manhattan Wednesday morning. Oh no, the poor hotel has to... The gun had a silencer on it? Oh, so it's probably giga illegal. Giga illegal in New York City. CEO, Brian was a highly respected colleague. What are we talking about? I guess there was some healthcare CEO that was just like assassinated this morning, offering $10,000 reward for information leading to suspected shooter. Also, gas. You might appreciate this more than looking at yourself, okay? Because you're the only other person that typed in chat so far. But look at this shit, dude. I now have the power to stream both vertically and horizontally from the same instance of OBS. Ain't that just spiffy? I haven't started the YouTube short stream yet, but isn't that cool? Don't I look professional now? Don't I look just so cool? Alrighty. So let me just do this. I need to open up some stuff here. Let me see here. Last seen in Central Park. Well, then he's never getting caught. In a very distinctive black backpack? Is he wearing a very distinctive black backpack? Where's the picture where it was up close? Is that I mean, it doesn't look distinctive to me. Do you see those big advertisers drop ads from Twitch? No, Doghouse, link it to me. We're going to get through anything Twitch or drama related before I start any of the short stream. Also, Doghouse, I will message you about this later, but look, I found a way to stream. I just showed this to Internet Gas with just one instance of OBS, both vertically and horizontally. I will give you a link to that later when I'm not streaming. Tucker is going to interview Lavrov next. I did pull up the, well, I thought I pulled up Hasan Piker, Joe Biden pardons Hunter, Ben reacts, Hunter Biden. Where's the video that I clicked on for? There we go. I can't wait to watch this. That'll be one of the first things that we watch. Let me get rid of the background music. I use Streamlabs. This still works for that. Oh, but it has like an option to do that? Oh, okay. Well, I used to use Streamlabs, but Streamlabs, for some reason, was so unbelievably taxing on my computer that my computer sounded like a lawnmower while I was using that. The second I switched to Stream Elements / just like normal native OBS, everything was fixed instantly. I don't know why Streamlabs on my computer, since it's so widely used, everybody else loves it. It ruined me. Samuel, be honest. Ooh. Well, Doghouse, like, if I get a day, that coincides with the day that you're free, I'll walk you through setting up. Actually, you can just import all of your stuff to Streamlabs, to Stream Elements rather. And it is like, it went from using like 20% of my CPU to, look at this, like 4.9. It was at like 3.1 earlier. So like, this is significantly better. Streamlabs, the only difference is going to be that it streamlines the experience for you. Because that's what I used for like the first, I want to say 6 months of streaming. But then I realized that it was, taxing the hell out of my computer. And also on Stream Elements, you can get a bunch of sponsorships. Oh yeah, by the way, guys, during the Thanksgiving break, I was in Houston, and my good buddy, old roommate, for people who have been here for a while, Tiger, the Valiant Tiger, she is going to be helping me with a Roblox sponsorship. So we will be going through and doing a Roblox sponsorship, because evidently we can actually have fun on that. I was refusing before because I don't know how to have fun. I've never played it before, but Nyer Socks, you got banned? Uh-oh. All right, let's see here. 15-second meme. And I saw this. Okay, let me talk about this for a second, okay? And we'll talk about this a little bit more, okay? We'll talk about this more when I start the short stream, but I don't give a about the Hunter Biden. Like, I agree with Destiny and Hutch. Like, there were a couple of things that were in there that I was like, but like, I'm going to say like 90%. Okay. Who the cares that Hunter Biden was, I have not heard a good argument. I will not listen to any conservative argument about how up the Hunter Biden, pardon was. I will not listen to a conservative, try and scold a liberal or a leftist over the, Hunter Biden pardon. Listening to these progressives and the and counterpoints too, like, we just need to get 1%. This will not affect anything. This will not affect literally anyone's opinion whatsoever at all when it comes to the ballot box. Nobody, because everybody that voted for Donald Trump already thinks that the Democrats are corrupt. Nothing that we have done, whether it's go after our own people like Mendez, I can't remember if it's Menendez or Mendez. Am I being too loud? 1 second. Girlfriend's texting me a bunch. Wait, what? But yeah, like it's just like so stupid. There's no amount of like reaching out to the other side. There's no amount of anything that we could possibly do that would change like these people's perception, right? Like they think that for some reason, despite all of the evidence that is out there for the general public to take, to intake and read themselves, all these do your own research people, like these people do not do their own research. They don't live in reality. So why the would we ever give a what they have to think? They're not going to believe whether Biden sells his son out or pardons him. No one's mind is going to get changed. Biden did nothing wrong. It was the Dems who attached their morality to it. Biden won't because we are the party of law and order. Well, I mean, like, Biden did say that he wouldn't do it. He should have never said that, okay? That's the only thing Biden did wrong, was ever try and give, like, the, like, appearance that, like, if he had never said anything about that, there would be nothing wrong with this whatsoever. We're in the end game now? What do you mean? Like the end of democracy? I'm tired of playing by rules the right doesn't even play by. Hey, listen, you were one of those people. Okay, Doghouse? You were one of those people. I'm just kidding. But yeah, like it's what's insane to me is, and this is something that I have a problem with, like I can't watch movies where this happens. I don't like engage with people that act like this in real life or online when there's one set of rules for them and another set for like the good people. Okay. Right. I just can't do it. I don't like it when there are like bullies, like schoolyard bullies in movies that get to do whatever the they want with no repercussions whatsoever in the movie. I can't do that shit. It just makes me want to, it makes me see red. Okay. Like people deserve people deserve the things that they earn, right? Trump earned going to jail. Trump earned going to jail. And the only reason he's not going to jail is because a bunch of like actually subhumanly unintelligent people in this country give infinite passes to someone who doesn't give a about them. They give infinite passes to the worst people in the world. And I also hate it on the left too, because look at it with Hasan. Hasan gets infinite passes to do whatever the he wants on stream with no repercussions. Meanwhile, if anybody like in his immediate orbit, right? Actually, they got way too many passes for way too long. They only banned them to protect Hasan, right? But like people in his immediate orbit, they can get banned, right? People like me or people like Wick or people like literally anybody else who streams about politics who isn't lockstep with Hasan, they have no protections. Like I'm so tired of extremists getting their own set of rules to play by that average everyday Americans just let them get away with. Like, I know that people keep on saying, oh, well, the Democrats aren't speaking to the everyman. The everyman isn't listening to the outreach. The everyman isn't meeting us where we're trying to meet them. The Democrats have been going after the large multinational corporations with like antitrust shit. That's arguably why you see people like Elon Musk, why you see people like Mark Zuckerberg, why you see all of these companies and their CEOs start like shifting a little bit to the right. They've been going after Google. They've been going after, they went after Google. I think they went after Facebook. They went after, what's another large company that they've gone after for antitrust violations? What's another one? Wait, hold on. We can just Google this. Biden admin antitrust. Antitrust. This was 2021. Damn it. Antitrust. Okay, this was in October. Oh, this is like an entire... Oh, they went after Apple. Let me see. Is there a... See if they have a... Corporations like Apple, Amazon, CVS, Visa, Ticketmaster, and blocking major mergers in the airline and publishing industries. They went after, like, these huge big tech corporations, which is something that, you know, like the every average day American or every average everyday American said that they want. Oh, look at big tech. They're ruining this country. Biden says, okay, I hear you. Antitrust shit. Nobody listens. It has nothing to do with messaging, I don't think. How's it going, J-Mac? Oh, you know what? I should start the short stream here. That reminds me. Tim's went after the tech deep state, so the tech deep state sent Elon to destroy them. That's true. It's true. Wait, wait a second. Where is my overlay on my stream? 1 second. Before I start the studio mode. And then let's go to overlay. There we go. And get the short bus kids involved? No. So this is what we're going to do. Also, the 3 people that are watching on YouTube, please hit the like button. The more people that hit the like button, the more people are likely to see the stream. And the more people that see the stream, the more people are likely to click in, et cetera, et cetera. All right. But yeah, so here's the media strategy that I'm going to test today. Okay. We have this new fun thing. I'm going to keep on showing it off because I'm very proud that I found this like 10 minutes before stream. So I can stream natively, or instead of opening up 2 instances of OBS, I can stream just from this. I am going to not look at the shorts chat except for every once in a while. And there is a pinned comment, which I'm going to change here. Copy. Unpin message. And then we will pin that one. So try and funnel people to the vertical layout stream. Tim Pool and Cenk agreeing? Why? Wait, hold on. No, don't care about that. Let's do this.
No conservative calls me
Stop.
conservative.
God, you know, like, I know that, like, the common, like, liberal / lefty, like, it's the gold mine, you know? It's the thing that keeps on giving. It's the thing that keeps on giving. You get to, why did someone just gift me a membership to Westside Tyler? I don't even have a stream up of his, right? No. Okay, that's weird. All right, anyways. What was I saying? Oh, so yeah, we're going to like stream to this. I'm going to try and funnel people to the vertical layout because I think that the vertical layout is a better viewing experience. And also it makes it to where I only have to check the shorts chat every once in a while. Also, I'm going to, especially now that it's the holiday season, I'm going to be pushing super hard, okay? I'm going to be telling you guys to sub. I'm going to be telling you guys to donate, et cetera, because I want you guys to see something. All right? Let me cover up the name of my medicine bottle. Check this shit out, okay? Your boy has literally 1 1/3 of a pill left. All right? If you guys want to help me out so that I can continue to focus, so that I can succeed in school and work, okay? That is how I am able to do literally everything productive in my life. I am actually cripplingly ADHD. I cannot afford to go to the doctor. If you guys want to help a brother out, you can always type in donate exclamation point donate right there, and exclamation point donate in the Twitch chat. Any and everything will be helpful. And then there's one more thing that I just launched today. I have not put very much work into it. Let me make sure that this is the correct link right here. And I need to make a button for it. Oh my gosh, look at this. What's this, guys? Oh, no. How do I just view the copy link? Okay, we'll open up in a private window. Paste and go. Look at this, guys. We have a Patreon now. Look at that. And it's cheaper than subbing on my regular platforms. Okay, I won't go too hard. I do want people to sub on Twitch. I do want people to sub on YouTube, etc., etc. But I do have a Patreon. If you want to help a brother out, look at that. Look at that. It's a nice page. It has my Twitch, my Twitter account, and my YouTube all linked. You guys can all go to that to help a brother out. I have it at $3.50 a month, and I would still get a bigger cut than either YouTube or Twitch. So sub on all three. Sub on Twitch. Sub on Patreon. Sub on YouTube. Sub everywhere, and give me money so I can go to the doctor, so I can get Christmas presents for my family, etc., etc., etc. Alrighty. I'm going to keep that open so later we can open that up. Now I'm going to go ahead and start the short stream, and we're going to get into the stream proper. All right, we're going to see if the way that I have set up this whole streaming thing on OBS works. More information in the too many concurrent sessions. Try closing other recording software that might be using NVENC, such as NVIDIA Shadowplay or Windows Game DVR. Nothing like that is working. Oh wait, hold on. Maybe I do see NVIDIA open right there. Okay, we're gonna try this. Low latency, low quality. Oh shit. Oh man, come on. Maybe this isn't the way to go, because it's not letting me more information. Okay, well maybe we're not doing vertical today then. Damn it. I don't know why it won't work. You use main OBS settings. There's no reason that this shouldn't be working. Am I wrong? Don't you want people to move to horizontal? I do want people to move to horizontal. It's a better viewing experience. Alrighty. Anyways, we're just going to keep going. All right. Because I'm not going to spend all day trying to make the shorts thing work. Oh, did I say vertical? Oops. Unpin. No, I should. I should be a good businessman. Okay, let me start this and then we'll get into content proper, okay? And while I'm setting this up, you guys can also launch anyway. This is so annoying. Okay. Hold on. OBS virtual camera. Are we getting any? Go live. All right. Now we're live on shorts. There we go. All right. We're good. Now we can go ahead and start the stream. I'm going to go ahead and minimize that. All right. And tell me if there are any kinds of quality related issues. Okay. All right, cool. And the shorts chat is not showing up in my overlay. We are so, oh man, we are so good now, dude. We are so set. No sound. Why would there be no sound? That must be the problem. Test, test, test. Are we good now? Tron, there should be sound now. Anyways, so let's see. We'll move that over there. We're going to click on that. We're going to put everything in its proper place on my screens. Oh, the Twitch news. Okay, so we'll go over that here in a second. Oh man, they did him dirty right here, dude. Oh my God. They didn't fix that aspect ratio at all, dude. He's wide, dude. They made him wide. Oh, Jesus. Okay. We'll go over that here in a little bit, okay? But let me look at this meme that Mr. Nair sent me in Twitch chat. I think I've seen this one already, but yeah, we'll start. Ayo, happy Wednesday. How's it going, Beheller?
And while some of the panel find it easy to relate to being a millionaire playboy drug addict, having their dick leaked on the internet by political opponents, some of us,
Jesus Christ,
popular consensus is that this looks corrupt. And while some of the panel find it easy to...
I don't know. I'm doing all right. I'm surviving. All right. Hutch is so sus? What's wrong with Hutch? Like, here's the thing. I think I have to try and like separate out so many things in my mind. Okay. How's it going, Shahid? I have to separate out so many things in my head because there are so many things. I'm a very judgmental person. Okay. There are so many things that I would love to judge people for. Okay. And I do because I can't help myself. I'm just a bad person. And I recognize that, okay? But one thing I need to stop being so judgmental on is there are some people that have a probably a little bit more mature of an engagement with politics than I do. My engagement with politics is very immature, and I recognize that. I'm very self-aware, okay? I like to argue with people, and I like to call people idiots. I like to call people when they're being okay? You judge me for ruining the... I don't even know what that means, Tron. Also... Oh, wait, no, never mind. But yeah, like, the only problem that I have with people like Hutch, Josiah, Econoboy... Actually, I don't even think Econoboy really fits into this, right? Because Econoboy, he's just like... He's outside of this for some reason in my head. Davis? I don't know who Davis is. But it's like the soy Democrat, like hardcore, big lover of, the Dems, right? Yeah, true, Tron. There's something about, like, I don't know, when I see people who are super hardcore, right? Super hardcore advocating for my side in like a mature way, I just see it as soy, and I need to be less judgmental. I do, because the thing is, these people are on my side. Okay, these people are on my side. I have so many critiques of the Democrats, is the thing, and I don't feel the need to constantly just sing their praises all the time. I don't feel that need. Hutch is such a Biden-Harris... wait, hold on. I missed this. These guys are gaslit themselves in their audience for months about Kamala. They were more confident about the election than I was. That's true. But I don't know if they were gaslighting themselves or if they were just like true believers. I think that those are two different things, right? But yeah, I need to like find a way to like not feel revulsion when someone is, very traditionally engaging with politics, right? In the way that you'll see like political pundits on the news do, or, like local politicians do. For some reason, I just have this instant guttural, just when I see that happen. But they're not wrong necessarily. They're not evil. They're not anything like that. It's just not the way that I go about doing things, The whole Kamala is a visionary breath of fresh air. I don't know if I saw people calling her a visionary. Maybe to be fair, I also don't watch that kind of content. I don't watch people who agree with me on a regular basis, right? That's not how I get my information. I very, very rarely watch anyone in the alt media space that is a liberal or leftist, because they just say a bunch of stuff that I already know and agree with, right? I don't really get more information from them. I get most of my information by reading articles, by, listening to news reports on YouTube or something, like watching, or I say watching, but I don't usually watch YouTube. I listen to it. Listening to YouTube news segments and stuff. I mean, like, I listen to Destiny debates a fair bit, but that's not how I get most of my information. It's very difficult to listen to someone that I agree with, because there's so many like critiques I have of the way that they're going about this stuff, right? I either want them to go way harder or I want them to pull back, right? I want everyone to be exactly like me, It's probably a holdover from your edgy communist thing. No. I would be able to identify it easier if that was the case, right? No, I either want them to pull back from being so aggressive, or I want them to go way harder, and they're just like, well, I understand that there are like disagreements all over the place. However, it's like, no, actually, these people are stupid. Destiny the Cuck. we're not going to get like deep into that conversation. Okay. Like whether you think he's a cuck or not doesn't change any of the arguments that he makes, you know? Sondsol impersonating CNN? No, I was trying to impersonate like an alt media centrist or, you know, center left liberal, you know? The same insult, no substance. There's a CNB clip. You mean CNN clip? Basically that? We'll link it. But yeah, I don't know what it is about my personality. I don't know what it is about me that I just can't listen to people that I agree with unless they're willing to like exactly match the kind of energy that I'll throw at people. Otherwise, it just feels like either way too soy or like they're just like a gorilla, like going crazy and smashing everything around them. Like I need to be able to identify people who are better than that, okay? Or I need to be able to better engage with other people's content. But I also hate watching people that agree with me. I don't know I don't know what's wrong with me, you know? Anyways, so should we Hunter Biden's pardon? Son Piker on CNN. Can we just get can someone link me just the original? Actually, is it only 5 minutes long? How long was Asmongold's video? Is his video only 5 minutes long? Oh, of course, his camera's covering it. Jesus Christ. Oh, wait. Yeah, 451. Okay, cool. Okay, well, should we start off with this? It's a little bit easier. But I'm not sure if we should start off with the Hasan thing. That's also not what I wanted. I want to organize these a little bit better. So we got Twitch and Twitch. We got Joe Biden pardons his son. We've got the healthcare guy getting assassinated for some reason. Hey, thanks for subscribing, Tim Wright. I appreciate that. And then we have Kash Patel, and this is... Man, I don't know if I can listen to Cenk agree with Tim Pool, dude. That's the CNN video I mentioned. And this is for what? Oh, okay. So we have Kash Patel. We have Tucker Carlson being a Russian stooge again. I don't know what this is about, but I guess we'll find out. We have Twitch news. We have Hunter Biden pardon news. We've got Tim Pool and Cenk, assassination, Kash Patel. Let's move Kash Patel stuff above the... Let's organize these by what order we're going to do them in. I think that's a good order to do everything in. Sounds good to me. Oh, okay. Someone's trying to DM me and I have no idea who they are. All right, let's watch in this order.
Left Russia, Moscow, where we are now in February. In the week since we left Russia, Moscow, where we are now.
Wait, when was this posted? 22 hours ago? In the week since we left Moscow, where we are right now.
In February, after interviewing Vladimir Putin.
Was that this year? Wait, no shot. No way. Videos. Oh, wait, hold on. Putin. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. It feels like that was like 3 years ago, dude. Man, I don't know. This guy hates our country, so I don't pay too much attention to him.
In the week since we left Russia, Moscow, where we are now, in February, after interviewing Vladimir Putin, we've watched from the United States as the Biden administration has driven the U.S. ever closer to a nuclear conflict with Russia, the country that possesses the world's largest nuclear arsenal.
Wait, how did we do that? How did we do that? Did we respond to Russian aggression? Because, like, if I'm thinking about, like, the order of how things happened in Russia, it was Ukraine wanted to do something that was good for Ukraine, which was have a trade deal with the EU. Russia didn't like that, so they invaded them secretly, took over Crimea, right? So Russia invades Ukraine, supplies separatists with arms for 8 years, re-invades them, full force, mask off, starts bombing all their cities, starts putting people in mass graves, and then we start supplying them with weapons, and we have 5 things that the Russians have done, and the 2 things that we did were all after they had did those 5 things, which was supply Ukraine with weapons and sanction them economically. So we have 5-2. These 2 were in response to these 5, right? Okay, so we have 5. Then Russia, let's see, in the past couple of months, let's just fast forward. Let's skip a bunch of Russian war crimes. Russia gets North Korean troops to start fighting in the war with them. J-Mac, you're wrong. Don't even try to fight me on this. I will tell you to get in Discord with me. You are wrong. Oh, man. J-Mac is going to make me... He's going to one-guy me. Okay, but they get North Korean troops to start pushing against Ukrainians. And so the U.S. is like, okay, well, if they're going to start bringing in 100,000 North Koreans to start fighting you guys, well, I guess at this point, we can't really tell you guys not to shoot inside of Russia anymore, because that's where they're posting everyone up, and, all of their stockpiles are totally, within range of everything that you guys got. But you guys have just been totally kneecapped by us. So I guess, well, yeah, go ahead and shoot inside of Russia. Because they're pulling in, they have allies now fighting on their side. You guys are fighting this alone, except for the fact that we're giving you weapons, but it's all of your people that are dying. So, I mean, yeah, shoot inside of Russia. And then we're the aggressors? Not right now you're evaluating the wrong question? No, I'm evaluating the correct question. I am tired of looking at every single event that is happening in politics or the global stage right now and seeing people who do not care about rules, who have no morals, who have no anything, no moral grounding on anything, no moral high horse on anything, looking at the people who do have the moral high horse and crying that the people with the moral high horse are doing them dirty. No, I'm tired of it. All right? I am tired of it. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of people who do not want to follow the rules, then get mad when the rules are used against them, or when people are like, yeah, okay, if you don't want to follow the rules, then I'm not going to follow the rules. I'm just tired of it. There can't be 2 sets of rules for Russia and Ukraine. What political spectrum is this stream? I'm center left. What about us overthrowing a democratically elected leader so we can install a Western sympathetic leader so we can use it? No, all of that's just a bunch of Russian bullshit. Because if you look at the timeline, if you look at the news stories that happened at that time, the only places that were giving out that narrative that it was the American-led people was literally sources out of Russia. There's literally no other country on the face of the earth that was putting out that narrative. All right, it's just insane. Yeah, you are a complete moron. Come 11 Bravo Discord or ban. You can come into my Discord right now by typing in !Discord, and you can come in to my stream live right now and tell me how much a moron I am. Tell me what I said that's wrong. It said that Trump was the better option. Okay. I forgot. This thing is still going to show me. This thing is still going to show me the shorts chat. We're changing that right now. I am not going to have my entire stream taken over by morons in the shorts chat. If you guys, hey guys, by the way, if you're watching on shorts and you want a better viewing experience, check this out. If you go to my main page, you can actually see the stream in its proper resolution. 1920 by 1080. Horizontal layout. Look at that. Wow. Right? You're looking at this cucked vertical layout right now. But if you want me to read your chat messages, you can go to this one. All right? Anyways, let me just do away with that real quick. But I'm not going to get one guide by people in the shorts chat because I don't know what it is. But the shorts chat just has a higher than average level of pure brain rot stupidity. Okay? If you guys want me to read your shit, You can come into the vertical or the horizontal layout stream. Just go to my page. Sorry, Tinflix. All right. Rogan also refused to have Zelensky on his show. Oh, I didn't know anything about that. Leave them to me. Also not evidence for a coup. Well, if you want to go and argue in the shorts chat, you're more than welcome to. All right. Anyways, the U.S. hasn't been the aggressor here. They have not been the one that has been escalating things. We have been matching, not even matching. We've been kneecapping the Ukrainians. We've been kneecapping the Ukrainians from responding in kind to Russian aggression. Okay? Russian aggression is the issue. Russian aggression is the issue with the Ukraine war. There's no other way around it. Every step of the way, Russia has caused that war. And this man, this guy right here, who hates our country, is just poised to, like, get down on his knees and affix his mouth like a vice grip around Putin's and just suck until every ounce of protein is out of that man. You're literally getting this wrong right now. I know more about this than you do. I am sorry. I literally, if you go to my channel, assuming that this video is still up. Hold on. How do I go to my channel? Isn't there a my channel? Your videos? No, I don't want my videos. If we go to youtube.com/Sondsol. What? Sondsol. And we go all the way down. Let it scroll. Let it scroll, guys. Okay, this is about where we're at. Where was it that we posted? Oh, 3 years ago. When was the invasion of Ukraine? It was in 2022, yeah? This was posted on November 23rd, 2021. I have been following this story, this issue, this conflict since before it began, okay? There's the Destiny. I haven't even said anything about Destiny. What the is wrong with you? Tucker's statement in that video about Biden pushing us closer to nuclear war. Listen to what he says.
We've watched from the United States as the Biden administration has driven the U.S. ever closer to a nuclear conflict with Russia, the country that possesses the world's largest nuclear arsenal.
The Biden administration isn't pushing this. The Biden administration isn't pushing this. It is Russia who is against all advice from everyone in their cabinet. Those people got thrown out of windows and shit, okay? Everyone was against them doing this. China was against this happening. Nobody wanted Russia to do this. Russia just did it of their own accord. Russia has been the escalator every single time. And if we just let them do it, if the world just lets them do it, guess what? It's just another form of appeasement. In World War II, what did they do? They were like, oh, well, Germany only wants, Austria. Oh, well, they only want this part of Czechoslovakia. Oh, well, they only want the entirety of Czechoslovakia. Oh, well, you know what? I guess if they want to take Poland too, then I guess we'll get mad. Okay? Like, at a certain point, you got to stop them. You got to stop them. And the world, by and large, hasn't been on Russia's side. And we've been kneecapping the people who are dying in Ukraine because we're scared that people like Tucker Carlson will say that we're the ones escalating by authorizing the use of long-range weapons by Ukraine. Yeah, what was that in response to? It was in response to the fact that Russia is using, I think the plan is for up to 100,000 North Korean troops. They keep on escalating it, and we're just giving Ukraine the ability to self-defense. And barely even that. That's not our fault. That's their fault. They did this every bit of the way. Every bit of the way. Okay, we're going to finish this, okay?
It has accelerated ever since, and it's reached its apogee so far in the weeks after Trump's election. He is now the president-elect. In that time, just a few weeks ago, the Biden administration, American military personnel launched missiles into mainland Russia and killed at least a dozen Russian soldiers. So we are, unbeknownst to most Americans, in a hot war with Russia, an undeclared
Wait, who shot the missiles?
apogee so far in the weeks after Trump's election. He's now the president-elect. In that time, just a few weeks ago, the Biden administration, American military personnel launched missiles into mainland Russia and killed at least
U.S. soldiers shot missiles? No, we gave the Ukrainians missiles. U.S. personnel shoot missiles, Russia. Obama should have authorized their use long ago. Yeah, I 1,000,000% agree. We should have been on Ukraine's side to blast the Russians out of Ukraine in 2014. But he stood aside and stood by? Yeah, because he didn't have the international community around him. But he stood aside too? Yeah, and I agree with that too. I don't agree with 100% of Biden's foreign policy. I disagree with it more than I do with Trump's. Ukraine and Russia exchanged missile fire. Ukraine fires U.S.-made longer-range missiles. U.S. confirms Ukraine fired attack missiles into Russia. Biden allows Ukraine to strike Russia with long-range missiles. Russia says Ukraine fired U.S.-made longer-range missiles. So he's lying. I know. This is just something that I kind of care about quite a lot. There are people that I know who are in Ukraine that have been under direct Russian artillery fire while they were saving dogs from the flood after they blew the dam. Like, they just started targeting aid workers who were building an animal shelter for all the dogs that were swimming and trying not to drown. All right, the Russians are not the good guys. All right. We should have allowed Russia. What we should have done is we should have put 50,000 U.S. Army personnel in Ukraine before Russia invaded and said, hey, look, if you're not going to invade, you keep on saying you're not going to invade. All right, then we're just going to do some joint military training with the Ukrainians for the next foreseeable future. But if you invade, then we're going to have to defend ourselves too. That's what we should have done. I agree. We should have gone way harder. And I'm not even a war hawk. What I am for, though, is for countries to be able to self-defend. Okay? When we have countries like Taiwan who can't even get legitimacy on the world stage because everyone is so cucked by China, all right? Taiwan is at risk for invasion from China. We should support them significantly harder than we're supporting Ukraine. And we should have been supporting Ukraine significantly harder than we have been since 2014, since 2022, since right now. Unleash them. Let them do whatever the they want. If Russia is going to be the ones that are aggressing all over the place, if China is going to be an aggressor, we can't live in a world with pre-1950s style of like wars of conquest. We're past that. We are past that as a civilization, a human civilization. All right? All these people who want to upend the liberal world order and have multipolar, there needs to be a shining beacon on the hill. We've been that for a while. We're not perfect. We're not the best country that we possibly could be, but God damn it, we're better than almost every other country on this earth. And when we look at our near-peer military rivals, when we look at our near-peer economic rivals, we are the shining beacon on the hill. And we ought to act like it.
At least a dozen Russian soldiers. So we are, unbeknownst to most Americans, in a hot war with Russia, an undeclared war. A war you did not...
Oh, wait, hold on. I totally...
So far in the weeks after Trump's election. He's now the president-elect. In that time, just a few weeks ago, the Biden administration, American military personnel launched missiles.
So this is just like a flat-out lie. American military personnel did not launch missiles. American military personnel, even Russia. Russia says Ukraine fired U.S.-made longer-range missiles. There is no source outside of maybe some random, like, Russian, bot on Twitter. There are no sources with any credibility that say, even Russia itself isn't saying that U.S. military personnel are on the ground shooting missiles. This guy is a liar for the Kremlin.
Missiles into mainland Russia and killed at least a dozen Russian soldiers. So we are, unbeknownst to most Americans, in a hot war with Russia, an undeclared war, a war you did not vote for and that most Americans don't want, but it is ongoing.
There also, even to that point, first off, we're not in a hot war anywhere on the planet right now. Okay. Second off, even if we're pulled into some hot war with someone like Russia, with someone like China, it wouldn't be us being the aggressors. Even if we didn't vote for it, we didn't vote for Vladimir Putin. We didn't vote for Xi Jinping. Okay. We didn't vote for those people. They're making decisions that affect us. If we have red lines down that we cannot, and let me be clear about this. If Taiwan gets invaded by China and we tie one hand behind their back like we have with Ukraine, everything is every single electronic device that you own in your home, down to your toaster, is going to be directly, like every item that you could purchase in the future will be directly controlled by China. Because they have, Taiwan has the most sophisticated semiconductors. They have the most sophisticated microchips. They are the ones that make that. Nobody else can make it. We can't make it. Now, we have good inroads with them. That's what the CHIPS Act was for. Thank you, Biden. Okay? That's what the CHIPS Act was for, so that we can make some of our own chips. But if Taiwan falls, they're not going to give us all of their technology, because then we wouldn't have any incentive to help defend them, right? My toaster is always listening to me. True. Me too. I sing it sweet nothings at night. But yeah, we have to defend Taiwan, whether we like it or not. That is something that you voted for, and there is no other option. Just because we didn't vote for a war doesn't mean that we won't get dragged into a war. We didn't vote for the leaders in these other countries, and they will make decisions that will affect us. And as the leader of the free world, we have a responsibility to defend that free world, whether you like it or not. Was supposed to hire. I don't even think that the CHIPS Act is fully in effect yet. I don't think that they've fully built the facilities, have they? Because that only happened in October of last year? Or maybe November of last year? I can't remember. It's been a while since I read anything about the CHIPS Act. Anyways.
Because of that war, because of the fact that the U.S. military is killing Russians in Russia right now.
Not true. It's just a blatant lie.
We are closer to nuclear war than at any time in history. Far closer than we were during the Cuban Missile Crisis. That would mean the elimination of Russia, the United States, and most of the rest of the world. We felt there must be someone behind the scenes in Washington working to make sure that this conflict doesn't become a nuclear holocaust.
Well, he said missiles went into mainland Russia and killed a dozen Russian. Yeah, we listened to that 3 times, Gas. I've already said something about it.
But we found out that no, in fact, there is nobody. Tony Blinken, the current Secretary of State, cut off all contact between the U.S. and Russian governments. There is no back channel. There is no conversation. There hasn't been for more than 2 years.
I'm not even sure if that's true. Blinken cuts Russian channels? Wait, what's the exact claim? What can I Google?
There must be someone behind the scenes in Washington working to make sure that this conflict doesn't become than at any time in history. Far closer than we were during the Cuban Missile Crisis. That would mean the elimination of Russia, the United States, and most of the rest of the world. We felt there must be someone behind the scenes in Washington working to make sure that this conflict doesn't become a nuclear holocaust. But we found out that no, in fact, there is nobody. Tony Blinken, the current Secretary of State, cut off all contact between the U.S.
Okay, Blinken cuts Russian contact. There's literally not anything about this news. There's literally, I can't find literally anything about this. Okay. Like,
and Russian government.
also,
There is no
just
back channel. There is
just
no
because we get rid of like one form of communication doesn't mean that there's not like a million other avenues of communication with Russia. But like, I can't even find any evidence that what he's saying here is true. So
conversation there hasn't been for more than 2 years. That's shocking. Meanwhile, most Americans have no access to any perspective other than that granted to them by NBC News and the New York Times. They don't know how close we are. They don't know the Russian perspective. We've been trying for over a year to get that perspective out to American news consumers. We've also tried for over a year to get an interview with Zelensky, the president of Ukraine.
Yeah.
We've attacked that.
yeah, why the would he ever accept an interview with you when you're very clearly like a pro-Russian stooge? It's shameless.
From a bunch of different angles. You've spoken to a lot of different people around him, had dinner with them. We've been in talks continuously, and those efforts have been thwarted by the U.S. government. The American embassy in Kiev, which our tax dollars pay for, told the Zelensky government, no, you may not do the interview. You can talk to CNN.
Wait, what?
You can't dollars pay for. And those efforts have been thwarted by the U.S. government. The American embassy in Kiev, which our tax dollars pay for, told the Zelensky government, no, you may not do the interview. You can talk to CNN, you can't talk to us. So we've been unable to speak to him.
Source on any of this shit, dude. Like, why is it that every single time he says something, I feel the need to Google it to see if it's even true? And everything that I've Googled so far is just not true. Can you, like, provide any evidence? Any evidence whatsoever for any of the things that you say? You slack-jawed, washed-up ex-news host? Jesus.
So we came back to Moscow yesterday to interview the foreign minister of Russia, Sergei Lavrov, the longest serving
Just another Russian to suck off. Am I right, folks?
foreign minister in the world. He's been a part of this government for 25 years. He's been in the diplomatic corps for over 40. And ask him, where exactly are we? Are we headed toward an unprecedented conflict between Russia and the United States? Is there any way to peel Russia back from the east, from the sphere of China, back into the west?
Russia has never been part of the West. The is he talking about? We never pushed Russia away. I don't know why, but I want to trust Tucker. Why, Nair Socks? Why would you want to trust Tucker when he has such an unbelievably bad track record of lying openly and with evidence that he's lying? The reason he got fired from Fox News is because he lied to you. It was a joke. I can't tell, dude. I can't tell. I genuinely can't tell anymore. Not because of you, because everyone's insane now. And I can't tell where people are at anymore. Link is related to Zelensky not wanting to be interviewed by Tucker. Okay, we'll watch this super quick because it's only a minute long.
Ukraine, as you may have heard, is led by a man called Zelensky. And we can say for a dead certain fact that he was not involved. He couldn't have been. Zelensky is too decent for terrorism. Now, you see him on television, and it's true you might form a different impression. Sweaty and rat-like, a comedian turned oligarch, a persecutor of Christians, a friend of BlackRock. But don't believe your own eyes. Actually, Mr. Zelensky is a very good man. The best, really. As George W. Bush once noted, he is our generation's Winston Churchill. Of all the people in the world, our shifty, dead-eyed Ukrainian friend in the tracksuit is uniquely incapable of blowing up a dam. He's literally a living saint, a man in whom there is no sin. That's why Lindsey Graham is so attracted to him. They're just two good people.
Yeah, describing a Jewish man as a shifty, dead-eyed, sweaty, and rat-like person is it's a little spooky. I'm not gonna lie. It's a little spooky. I'm not gonna lie. By the way, if you're watching on YouTube Shorts, guess what? I'm not reading that chat right now because YouTube Shorts chat is cancer. If you guys want me to read your chats, you can come on over to the do I still have my channel up? No, I don't. Go to my channel. click on the horizontal view stream, and then I'll be able to see your chats. But I'm not going to get absolutely sidetracked reading that chat because holy shit, no. Anyways, back to this.
United States. Is there any way to peel Russia back from the east, from the sphere of China back into the west? Is that alliance permanent? And does the election of Donald Trump mean an end to this war, which is reshaping the world, the U.S. economy, the global economy, and risking the life of every person on this planet? Is that possible? We just walked out of that interview. It's absolutely fascinating. It's coming very soon. We hope you'll watch.
I won't. All right, really quick. I will now open up the YouTube Shorts stream. Oh, look at that. Yeah, this guy is a Cancer. He would know what to look for. That's true. That's very true. See, it's just like a bunch of over there. Hey, and guess what? There is, on a regular basis, a bot that is posting. If you guys think that I'm super wrong, you can just type in !Discord. And guess what? If you type that in, there's a link to the Discord. If you think that I'm wrong about anything, you're always welcome to jump in. Just tell me that you're jumping in. I got my eyes on the Discord. You can tell me how wrong I am. This is what Tucker's influence leads to, where Rogan is seething over Ukraine. Oh, wait. Oh, I don't care about Joe Rogan. Sorry. I won't do it. All right. We don't need this. Kash Patel isn't okay. Am I wrong? Who was the? Isn't there like a? Oh, I thought that was his like political positions. Okay, this is not the guy that I thought it was. Never mind. So, let's figure out who Kash Patel is. Such a good little brainwashed communist you are. Hey, never call me a communist. Okay, I hate communists. I hate conservatives and communists. All right. The problem is, isn't you being wrong. The problem is that you are so confidently wrong with no ability to learn. I'm smarter than you. I read more than you. Some reason I found this scrolling shorts. Well, that's the entire point of streaming to shorts, my friend. And once again, I'm not someone that won't change his opinion on anything. I used to be a communist. Now I hate those guys because they're stupid. Okay? I'm not above changing my opinions on stuff. But you have to give me a convincing argument. You have to actually tell me why I should listen to a thing that you say. You have to tell me a single reason why I should listen to a word that you say. True, that's why I'm a National Socialist. Oof, extra cringe, huh? I love to soying out over Trump's nominees. Well, I'm not going to soy out over all of them. Just the ones that are really stupid. All right, anything else? What a weird question. Would you let 30 white children die to save 30 black children? No, I hate children. I let them all die.
Donald Trump's bombastic pick to run the FBI.
The FBI's footprint has gotten so freaking big.
Yeah. Before we start this, once again, I'm clicking off of reading the shorts chat. If you guys want me to read your chat, guess what? You're going to have to go here. Look at this, guys. Look at this. If you're watching on shorts, you could be getting the full experience right here. Right here. And I'll actually read your chats if you go to Sondsol and then click on the actual full-size stream, all right?
Donald Trump's bombastic pick to run the FBI.
The FBI's footprint has gotten so freaking big.
Already has some controversial ideas for overhauling the Bureau.
Wait, is that a 3%ers shirt? Wait, hold on. I should probably pull this off just in case there's something TOS. I think he's wearing a 3%ers shirt. Why would you do that? I am nearly certain. The 3%ers shirt right here, and then you see his shirt? I think it could be. It could be.
Donald Trump's bombastic pick to run the FBI.
The FBI's footprint has gotten so freaking big.
Already has some...
I definitely disagree with your take on things. Oh, man, I just can't help myself. I love reading chat. I definitely disagree with your take on things. Why would I care if you read my chats or not? Because I'm here for a conversation. I just don't want to be like stun locked by the chat so I can't go over anything on stream. Because that's what's happened the last 4 or 5 times I've streamed to YouTube Shorts. There's so many ignoramus, slack-jawed Neanderthal in YouTube Shorts that like it's impossible for me to get anything done. You know what? Next 5 minutes, I'll actually read. I'll respond to chat over here. Okay, 3 people watching on his channel. Yeah, because Shorts is more popular than the vertical thing or the horizontal thing. And now they're all silent. There were so many chats, but the second that I say I'll respond to you, everyone's silent. Cool.
Controversial ideas for overhauling the Bureau.
I'd shut down the FBI Hoover building on day one and reopening it the next day as a museum of the deep state. And I'd take the 7,000 employees that work in that building and send them across America to chase down criminals. Go be cops. You're cops. Go be cops.
In choosing Kash Patel to lead the law enforcement agency.
Wait, does this think that the FBI are like beat cops? Wait, hold on. I want to hear him say that shit again.
Footprint has gotten so freaking big.
Already has some controversial ideas for overhauling the Bureau.
I'd shut down the FBI Hoover building on day one and reopening it the next day as a museum of the deep state. And I'd take the 7,000 employees that work in that building and send them across America to chase down criminals. Go be cops.
This guy's... Oh my God. They're not beat cops. They're going to be looking at things on their computers. The FBI aren't beat cops. They're going to go in and like investigate things that they're either, you know, requested for, like in a specific locality, right? Or they're going to be doing their own investigations. They're not beat cops. They're not going to be boots on the ground unless they're have like a reason to be boots on the ground. Why would you just go and take them away from the place where they catch like the you know, child porn people and the the financial scammers and all those people? Because guess what? That's what the majority of like what the FBI does is investigate stuff on the federal level. And the beat cops aren't detectives? Yeah, I agree. Like, what does the full non-edited clip look like? If you want to find me the interview here, or just copy and paste what the title of the interview is, yeah, I'll watch it.
Cops. You're cops. Go be cops.
In choosing Kash Patel to lead the law enforcement agency, Trump picked a loyal firebrand who has vowed to take on the so-called deep state, which Patel claims is made of journalists, big tech, elected leaders, and senior government bureaucrats.
And our biggest enemy against that truth is the deep state. And we are on a mission to annihilate the deep state.
He's also shown a taste for retribution,
you know what's so
including
weird
over
about the deep state shit is that, like, no matter how much I ask people what the deep state is, I never get like a clear, coherent like explanation. What is the deep state? Is it just like everyone that doesn't like Trump? Because there were a lot of you know, quote unquote deep state people that were on Trump's side until they weren't, because he was doing crazy shit.
False claims of 2020 election fraud.
We will.
Why do we pretend to not know what the deep state is? Because no one can ever define it for me. It's an amorphous entity that seems to be anyone in government that doesn't align with Donald Trump. That is the only coherent like definition of the deep state is. What do you mean? Why do we pretend not to know? Because nobody can tell me what the it is.
Go out and find the conspirators, not just in government, but in the media. Yes, we're going to come after the people in the media who lied about American citizens, who helped Joe Biden rig presidential elections. We're going to come after you.
With no evidence. In fact, all of the evidence was disproven. And this is them just like openly admitting that they're going to weaponize the Department of Justice. But okay.
It's criminally or civilly, we'll figure that out.
He's been a public defender and a federal prosecutor in the Justice Department's National Security Division. During the first Trump term, he worked on the National Security Council and then as chief of staff to the acting defense secretary.
Oh, wait, now your socks found the original interview? Oh my God, is it actually 2 hours long? Is this it? I'm sorry. Listen, to the person that wanted to see the clip unedited, I'm sorry, I'm not going through a 2 hour long video on stream. Not because I want to clip people out of context, but because I have limited time in my life to do stuff. And yeah.
We're blessed by God to have Donald Trump be our juggernaut of justice, to be our leader, to be our continued warrior in the arena.
Patel defended Trump against the charges he faced in the now dropped classified documents case.
They can take what they want. You can't be prosecuted for possessing classified documents.
And while he's claimed violent offenders from January 6th deserve punishment, he's defended others charged in relation to the riot at the U.S. Capitol.
Their lives have been destroyed by the Justice Department.
Yeah, they should be. They're traitors to the United States. They stormed the Capitol. They beat the shit out of cops. They tried to find lawmakers to try and change their mind about Donald Trump losing the election. No shit, they were persecuted by the Justice Department. They earned that. I'm all for people getting justice that they earn.
Because of a political vendetta they want to enact through the justice system to take out Trump.
As for his other endeavors, Patel has a line of apparel as brash as its creator, with items featuring his signature KA$H. He also penned a children's
KA?
Items featuring his signature KA$H.
There's no A.
He also penned a children's trilogy, apparently dedicated to Trump, the quote, king of the series. The most recent installment describes
this shit's weird as shit. I've heard about this. I have not seen it. This is all he knows about the FBI.
FBI, open up!
You said you had something about his book. Oh, it's the okay.
The tale of the quote MAGA king and his journey to quote take down Kamala and reclaim his throne. Patel's book for adults, Government Gangsters, now his
book for adults.
Rallying cry for reform.
I am going to go on a government gangsters manhunt in Washington D.C.
By the way, I just want to point out to you guys, this right here is not considered indoctrinating your children. But for some reason, just like the existence of trans people is considered indoctrinating your kids. Like, you know, the plot against the king and like making Donald Trump out to be, you know, literally the king, which is ironic because everyone in like conservative media and all the people that I've debated that are conservatives say that, no, he's not a king. He's not a king. He's a president. He was elected, right? He doesn't want king powers. The Supreme Court didn't give him king powers. Nobody sees him as a king. And then we have like the plot against the king, the plot against the king 2, the plot against the king 3.
The most recent installment describes the tale of the quote MAGA king and his journey to quote take down Kamala and reclaim his throne. Patel's book for adults, Government Gangsters, now his rallying cry for reform.
I am going to go on a government gangsters manhunt in Washington, D.C. for our great president. Who's coming with me?
Now, Kash Patel is a controversial pick for this job for a lot of reasons. One, I mean, we already have an FBI director, Christopher Wray, who serves a 10-year term that's designed to take politics out of the equation. So Trump is either going to have to fire Wray or Wray is going to have to quit. But Patel is also controversial even among Trump's inner circle. A lot of people kind of see him as this sort of relentless self-promoter. He really pushed himself for a role in this administration, you know, but ultimately he was successful. Donald Trump has been very clear.
What is his like qualifications to be part of the like FBI? Like, oh, National Security Council. Okay, senior aide to Congressman Devin Nunes during the latter's tenure as chair of the House Intelligence. Okay, so he at least has like some working understanding of things.
That he wants people who are fiercely loyal to him, especially in this roles at the FBI, the Justice Department, and in intelligence. And Kash Patel certainly fits that bill, Jake.
All right, Sarah Murray, thanks so much. Let's talk about this with Josh Campbell, who's a CNN security analyst, and Elena Plott-Calabro, a staff writer for The Atlantic, who has covered.
By the way, I'm going to repeat this like once every 5 minutes. If you guys disagree with me, or if you guys are trying to get my attention in the shorts chat, then you're going to have to go to the the horizontal stream. Just click on my YouTube profile and you'll see 2 streams. Go to the one that is horizontal like this, all right? Because otherwise I'm not reading those while watching videos.
Kash Patel extensively. So Josh, I want to play some sound from North Carolina Governor-elect Josh Stein talking about Kash Patel. Take a listen.
Well, I want somebody who respects the rule of law, and his nomination for the FBI does not give me confidence that that's a top priority.
So we hear a lot of Democrats and even some Republicans echoing that skepticism. What do you think the Patel appointment would mean for the FBI? Could he impact how the Bureau presses investigations?
Yeah, the director has great oversight and power as it relates to investigations. And, first, I've been talking with sources inside the FBI, many different people, and a lot of them wanted to dispel this myth that some other networks have apparently been reporting, and that's, FBI agents are scared or afraid. I mean, these are dogged people that put their heads down, they do their work. But what I am hearing is there is grave concern in 2 respects. The first that you just mentioned there, potential impact on investigations. In this case, someone like Patel, who, as
Sondsol. Kash is the guy who Tim Pool said should be in charge of the FBI in the clip about the death sentence with Laura Loomer. Can you link me that clip, Internet Gas?
Sarah reported an extreme Trump political loyalist. Would he try to get FBI employees to investigate Trump's opponents? Would he try to stop any investigations that began within Trump's orbit? That is a major question. And then second, it comes down to independence. Historically, there has been this at distance that a White House would keep the FBI because this is a powerful law enforcement agency. People may not realize that the FBI doesn't brief the White House on every investigation that it conducts, and that's because a lot of times they could be investigating political opponents or political loyalists of a president. The big question here is, what will that independence look like? How would that be impacted?
There won't be any independence because Republicans don't want there to be any independence to the FBI. They want the FBI to be totally puppet strung by Donald Trump. They don't care. They don't have any values. They don't have any morals. They don't have any principles by which they operate by other than defend Donald Trump at all costs. It doesn't matter what they're talking about, why they're talking about anything. As long as it's defending Donald Trump, it's fine. So
Let's be in jail, no question.
This is who he's talking about, the Kash Patel guy in this?
Should Democrats be in jail? No question. When Donald Trump gets elected, should he start locking?
J-Mac says the FBI is not an independent agency. Did you not hear what the guy just said? What the guy just said is 1,000,000% right. Where is it?
Reporting, and that's, FBI agents are scared or afraid in two respects. The first that you just mentioned there, potential impact on investigations. In this case, someone like Patel, who, as Sarah reported, an extreme Trump political loyalist, would he try to get FBI employees to investigate Trump's opponents? Would he try to stop any investigations that began within Trump's orbit? That is a major question. And then second, it comes down to independence. Historically, there has been this at distance that a White House would keep the FBI because this is a powerful law enforcement agency. People may not realize that the FBI doesn't brief the White House on every investigation that it conducts, and that's because a lot of times they could be investigating political opponents or political loyalists of a president. The big question here is, what will that independence look like? How would that be impacted?
The FBI is not independent of the executive branch. Democrats always play this game pretending that it's independent. Apparently, prosecutorial discretion is no longer in vogue. Do you know, what do you think that Democrats mean when they say that it's independent? What do you think that they mean when they say independent? When they say that the DOJ is supposed to be acting independently of the executive? What do you think that they're saying there, J-Mac? Do you think that they are literally saying that the executive branch doesn't have any control over the FBI, that the executive branch doesn't have any control over the DOJ, doesn't have any influence over the DOJ or the FBI? Do you think that's what they're saying? That the FBI operates outside of the executive's control. That's the whole point of appealing to the independence. They're not saying that, to a certain degree, that is right, but not fully. Yes, it's supposed to operate outside of the executive's control, meaning that the executive isn't going to be saying, hey, you need to go investigate this person that is, a political opponent of me, or, oh, this person is mean to me, I want you to go and investigate them, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That's what they mean by independent, right? Yes, it is intended to operate in that way because that has been the precedent that we've set since, what was it? Since before Nixon, and then Nixon broke that precedent, and then everyone was like, "Hey, this is really bad. We should impeach this." And then he gets impeached, and we went back to the same thing that we were doing. Hillary abused the FBI to fabricate that Steele dossier. What are you talking? Why? How did Hillary conspiracies out the wazoo? Hillary didn't tell them to open up an investigation into Donald Trump. Someone came to them with information that might be true. I am aware of the Steele dossier. It's been like literally 5 years since I've read anything about it, though, because it's not something that is like imminently pressing to modern politics every single day. The dossier was wholly an invention. No, it wasn't. Wasn't that the like British intelligence person that The FBI didn't participate in it. No, wasn't the guy's name Steele? Yeah, Steele was from the UK. Yes or no? J-Mac, giving you 5 more seconds to respond. Otherwise, I'm clicking play on the video. Hillary Clinton's 2016 presidential campaign and the Democratic National Committee have agreed to pay $113,000 to settle a federal election commission investigation into whether they violated campaign finance law. J-Mac, send me a link of whatever you're copy pasting. Copy pasting. Send me a link to what you're talking about.
And then finally, I just want to read one line from this great insight.
Oh, wait, you can't send it to me on Twitter or send it to me on Discord or something, because I know that YouTube doesn't let people post links.
Piece that Elena wrote recently on Patel. What she said in talking to sources around the Trump world is that people called Patel dangerous, not because he would come in on day one as FBI director or CI director with a plan, but because he appeared to have no plan at all. His priorities today always subject to a mercurial president's wishes tomorrow. That's the big question. How far would he go for Trump?
And Elena, as Sarah noted in her piece, Kash Patel wrote a book called Government Gangsters, and it's bouncing around the internet today. Tim Miller from Bulwark among the
link it,
people who
J-Mac.
Noticed that in that book it lists individuals that Patel considers the quote-unquote deep state. People on the deep state list include President Biden.
Oh, so this is like his hit list of people to like politically persecute?
Former Attorney General for Donald.
Yeah, J-Mac. Unfortunately, YouTube just does not allow people to link stuff. I mean, like, I guess they have a good reason. It'd be nice if they found some way around that, but...
Trump, Bill Barr, Attorney General Garland, Robert Mueller, what Patel calls the, quote, entire fake news press corps, unquote. What is he going to do with this list, or is this just bombast?
Oh, wait, J-Mac, are you Beaverton commuter? 1 second, where's my other earbud? But I'm not into chat. Oh, why'd you join a voice channel? Just put it in the general chat and I'll open it up.
I don't think that we are in a position to call anything to do with Kash Patel at this point just bombast, especially if he does end up getting this directorship. And if he doesn't, Jake, I very much suspect that Trump will find a way to install him, whether in an acting capacity or in a role that does not require Senate confirmation at the top of the American intelligence apparatus. And the reason I say that is because while the public doesn't quite know who Kash Patel is, the fact was that in Trump's first term, he came dangerously close to almost this very role. Trump really wanted to promote him at one point to deputy FBI director. Then there was deputy CIA director. I mean, various senior positions that were it not for people like CIA Director Gina Haspel or Attorney General Bill Barr, who the latter, of course, said over my dead body to the idea of Kash being promoted to deputy FBI director. Without people like that in this administration, and Trump has made clear he has no desire to install the quote unquote guardrails that populated his first administration, I don't think there's any doubt that whether it's as FBI director or some other highly powerful position, Kash Patel, we will see him try to use whatever means he has to launch, or at least try to launch, investigations into many of the people that are listed in that appendix of his.
Okay, bud, you don't actually believe YouTube has a good reason to disable linking in comments, or you do and you're just a moron who doesn't believe the government's tight grip on free thinking? Wait, okay, bud, you don't actually believe YouTube has a good reason. No, they do have a good reason to stop linking, but I wish that they had a better system in place like Twitch has. Twitch, you can link stuff in there. And then they also have like a good like auto mod for bots, because what used to happen was you would start a stream on YouTube and then you get like 4 billion Bitly links being spammed in your chat the second you went live. Like, yeah, there is a good reason why you can't link on YouTube. It should be better. I don't think this has literally anything to do with the government having control over freedom of speech. It's just a logistical issue. If you actually believe all kids should die, when the f did I say that?
His book.
And you wrote over the summer, quote, should he return to the White House, there will be no Millies, Haspels, or even bars to restrain him as he seeks revenge against his political enemies. You're talking about Donald Trump there. Instead, there will be Patels, those whose true faith and allegiance belong not to a nation, but to one man. So let's just assume for the sake of argument that he does a recess appointment of Kash Patel, or somehow he gets...
Hasn't the Republican Senate, or the Senate Republicans, Republicans recess appointments, didn't they say that they weren't going to do that? That was before they came out. I guess this is the only one after. Republicans are grappling with the idea that President-elect Trump could test the limits of his constitutional authority by appointing controversial picks to his cabinet with recess appointments. One source who has spoken to Trump believes that idea, trying to forcibly adjourn Congress, even if the Senate does not affirmatively agree to do so, has been seriously considered in his circle. Trump's ideological allies publicly argue that such a move is possible, even as other experts on Constitution balk. Like, literally, it's like people who vote for Donald Trump literally do not give a about the Constitution. Like, the Constitution says that we're doing all of this through, congressional appointments or congressional approval of the appointments, and the Senate has to approve of them, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And like Donald Trump gets into office, he's like, actually, I don't give a about the Constitution. I even truthed it on my failed ass social media platform that I don't give a about the Constitution. I'm going to put anyone I want in charge of whatever I want, and nobody in Congress can tell me what to do. J-Mac, please, I see you over there in the shorts chat. Please stay in the regular chat, because I'm going to ignore you. I'm trying to ignore this chat. Second Amendment leftist scum? Who the are you talking to? This is why I don't look. This is why I don't look at shorts chat while I'm watching a video.
Gets through the Senate. I mean, Republicans control 53 seats in the Senate right now, so who knows? Would there be any check on Patel? Would Attorney General Pam Bondi do anything?
I can't predict that, Jake. I think especially with a role like the FBI, which, as Josh knows better than anyone.
I am still looking, Gordon. I can't help myself. No matter how much I try to not get stun locked by chat. No matter how much I try not to get stun locked by chat, I can't help myself. I love arguing with on the internet.
One has just historically been entirely detached from partisan politics in this country. I think we really are entering uncharted territory with respect to not only what Kash Patel would do atop the FBI, but also what would it look like in terms of, if there are people who, whether it's...
This guy has no problem with millions and millions of unvetted illegals crossing the border. When the did I ever say that? There's literally videos on my channel of me saying that the unmitigated amounts of people, not you, the CNN guy. Oh, okay. As long as you're not talking about me.
And the GSA, if he is insistent on closing down the Hoover building and creating it as a museum to the deep state, as he has said he's going to do, J. Edgar Hoover, excuse me. I don't know what that looks like, and from GSA or other senior officials, what can they actually exercise in a Trump administration to...
On the off chance you see this, do you have an opinion on Kyle Kulinski? I used to like him, and then I really disliked him. Seemed kind of anti-American to me, and then I don't have much of an opinion on him now. Evidently, he's gotten better and not as crazy, but I don't watch his shit at all.
Curb perhaps some of the more extreme impulses of officials or would-be officials like Kash Patel.
From the Crucible.
Elena, Josh, thanks to both of you. Appreciate it.
All right, now I will allow myself to get stun locked by this chat. Okay. F Dems sucks to suck. Our current government and its agencies kick so much ass that it used more resources and guns to go after a squirrel than it has for a single person on the Epstein list. The federal government didn't do anything with the squirrel. Are you okay? That wasn't the federal government. School shooting. If that's a lie, you're getting banned. People don't tell me about breaking news and get away with it. Let's see here. School. Oh, shit. It did happen. Oh, man. Oh, it's only local news stuff. No, NBC, I guess. What is this?
School shooting in Northern California. At least 2 students, we understand, have been taken to the hospital. I want to get right to Morgan Chesky with what else we know right now. Morgan, fill us in.
Yeah, Hallie, we've just received an update from the Butte County Sheriff. This was taking place in the small community of Palermo. That's about an hour 15 north of Sacramento. As details stand right now.
Okay, we'll finish this in just a second since that's breaking news. So this is supposed to be about the Kash Patel guy. 1 second. We're going to watch this super shortly, and then we'll watch whatever this is. Oh my God, it's 6 minutes long. They're not releasing all the information yet. I mean, like, that makes sense because it's like a ongoing investigation probably, right? But, I mean, we'll see once we get there. But 1 second, let's finish all this talk about Kash Patel. So evidently they're talking about Kash Patel here and what he should do once he's as like the person in charge of the FBI, or they were advocating for him to be part of the FBI.
Should Democrats be in jail? No question. When Donald Trump gets elected, should he start locking them up? No question. Should there be lists of Democrats that need to go to jail? 100%. And the reason for that is they've committed crimes. We need to make sure that when Donald Trump wins, we've got an attorney general, a deputy attorney general, a head of the CIA and the FBI. Kash Patel would be fantastic. We can have attorney general. There's some names floating around. And then they can start having their investigators and the feds issuing subpoenas, pulling up evidence, and with real evidence, bring them to judges for warrants. Then these people can spend three years of their lives fighting tooth and nail.
No confidence vote on... Wait, hold on. Russian asset loser. Yeah, no, I despise Tim Pool. Like, literally one of the most brain dead... Macron? Is Macron out? Oh, shit. Everything's collapsing. Okay. We'll look at that here again in a second.
For the crime against the government for crimes they committed and we can prove.
Yeah.
And the reason why we put them on trial is that we can show the whole world we will uncover what you've done. We will make sure everyone knows, and you will be held accountable for it.
Not just jail, they should get the death penalty. You know, we actually used to have the punishment for treason in this country.
Should Democrats be held accountable for it?
Not just jail, they should get the death penalty. You know, we actually used to have the punishment for treason in this country.
Shortly after that, the stream was cut. Jesus Christ. Holy shit, dude. Okay. Last thing on... Where is the... Where? Kash Patel. Okay. Last thing on Kash Patel, and then we'll keep going. All right. Democrats go after Republicans with the same energy? Nope, that's not true. But if you want to disagree with me, you can jump into the Discord. Just type in !Discord. I'll do it right now. If you think that what I'm saying is wrong, or anything that we're talking about, I have the wrong opinion on, hey, please tell me where I'm wrong. Jump into the Discord. I'll have a quick conversation with you. Why does it start off muted? Jesus Christ, I'm hitting play for a reason.
Pick of Kash Patel to potentially lead the FBI is bringing increased attention to Patel's extreme views and his so-called enemies list. In his 2023 book, Government Gangsters, Patel has an entire appendix listing what he calls members of the executive branch deep state. The list, which contains 60 names, including Democrats, Biden administration officials, and even some Trump appointees. Among them, former Attorney General Bill Barr, former Deputy AG Rod Rosenstein, Trump's former White House counsel, Pat Cipollone, and Special Counsel Robert Hur. In the book, Patel also calls for firing the top ranks of the FBI.
Let's just completely gut our entire country. Let's gut our entire ability to like do any law enforcement in the United States. Let's completely gut our entire government so that we can be the losers who can't stand up to literally anyone on the world stage. Like, we're the most powerful nation in the world. We have a right to be the most powerful nation in the world because we are the best country in the world with a couple of problems. But like at the end of the day, like, we can fix those problems. But if we completely dismantle our government the way that these losers, these subhuman freaks want to, then we'll just go and be a second, third world country with with no ability to do anything, and we'll just fade into obscurity like the British Empire.
Prosecuting leakers and journalists and replacing the
FBI was not doing law enforcement. What do you think the FBI does more? Do you think that they investigate Trump solely? Do you think that that's what the FBI does on a every single day basis? How many cases do you think the FBI has open at any given time? What do you think that the FBI, do you think that they have an entire branch of the government whose entire like mission in life is to go after people that you personally think are like God's like manifestations on earth? Jesus Christ, you're actually
national security workforce with people who don't undermine the
I'm a federal agent. Prove it.
President's agenda. Yesterday on Capitol Hill, some senators were asked about Trump's selection of Kash Patel.
You know, I don't know him. I have read some of his comments and seen them, and I think that's the reason that this process starting earlier is much to our benefit. We're going to get a chance to sit down. I'll get a chance to talk to him. I have a big FBI presence in my state. We do all the
Wait, I'm sorry,
the reason that this process starting earlier
Shelley
is
Moore,
much to our
can you do
benefit.
that?
We're going to get a chance to sit down. I'll get a chance to talk to him. I have a big FBI presence in my state. We do all the background checks for all the guns, and it's an important part of the FBI's mission, and I want to see it protected.
If you have the power of that office, the FBI directorate, and you're using it to go after political enemies or the press or people you
I'm so sorry, but this is the other Democratic senator from Vermont. It's like, Mom, can we have Bernie Sanders? We have Bernie Sanders at home. Bernie Sanders at home.
go after political enemies or the press or people you regard as adversaries. That's worse than incompetence. That's abuse of power that you have. And that power is awesome.
You know, we're talking right now about the potential replacement, though, for Christopher Wray, somebody Donald Trump appointed in 2017, somebody that has bipartisan support with many senators on the Republican side and the Democratic side. He's supposed to have a 10-year term that started in 2017, but
appointed under Donald Trump, by the way.
There has been the signal from Donald Trump that he's going to fire Christopher Wray. And Willie, he's going to replace him. He wants to replace him. He wants to replace him with somebody that has an enemies list, somebody who was selling boots, cash boots a couple of years ago, but has an enemies list. And he's written it out, the people he wants to go after.
We're going to talk about that in a little bit,
James. A lot
James.
of Republicans, a lot of Democrats. A guy who has promised that he is going to go after reporters and journalists and arrest them for not following conspiracy theories about the 2020 election that have been disproved.
I will no longer enforce gun laws. I'm reporting this to the FBI right now. They're going to find out who owns that account. Federal agent. All right? Say goodbye to your job.
Proven time and time again. Stand by. We're going to be talking about Dinesh D'Souza having to apologize in a second. And also saying he's going to shut down the FBI. He's going to clear it all out. This is...
Yes, that's exactly how it works. I have a deep knowledge how everything in the deep state works, BP Slick. I actually have so many friends and family members and, backers, let's just say. All right. My paychecks come from the deep state, and they have notes on you, BP Slick. Hold on. I want to get through the segments I want to talk about first, and then we'll get to that, I promise. Dr. Oz or Kash Patel. What the was Dr. Oz even picked for? Dr. Oz. Wasn't it like Medicare? Try and pick something that's not going to be behind a paywall. Hold on. I think that I pay for the New York Times. Yay, not paywalled. Okay, what is this article about? Okay. Trump plans to nominate Dr. Mehmet Oz to oversee Medicare, Medicaid, and Obamacare. But what? I don't know dick all. I don't know dick all about Dr. Oz. just because I don't know enough about the guy himself, and if it's something you're interested in, I can read into it off stream. But I would probably say someone who's going to completely undermine the law enforcement agency of the federal government. He's going to completely undermine its ability to do anything like substantial or substantive, and instead has like a hit list of people that he wants to politically persecute. I'd probably say that the Patel guy, but you know what? We'll just add it. Okay. We'll just add it to our list of things that Donald Trump supporters say he will never do. Well, they want him to gut the FBI. What would be the way that I should word this? Because you guys want him to completely stop the FBI's ability to do any kind of law enforcement whatsoever. Okay, this Paul Slice guy is just being a... Okay, can someone in one of my mods ban the guy spamming the emoji? Texas Junior 93. Okay, tell me this. The intel community needs to be reformed. What do you think the intel community needs? What reforms? What reforms? Ban the people? No, I'm not banning it. Do you see how many people do you see getting banned? I'm banning the one guy who's spamming the emoji. I can't win. I either have to sit there and allow all to spam shit in my chat, or I have to let people, or I get accused of silencing dissent. Everybody in this chat is against me. Okay, if you're just going to spam, I'm going to ban you too. Actually, you know what? Because it's going to give you too much satisfaction, I'm just going to time you out for 5 minutes. Come back later. You're against the chat? Well, yeah, I'm against the chat because the chat's against me. No, Republicans don't. They want the FBI to actually do police work. I wonder, what can we Google here? How many cases FBI per year? The FBI released detailed data on over 14 million criminal offenses for 2023. That's 14 million cases, or 14 million criminal offenses over multiple different cases per year, if 2023 was an average year. Do you think that those are all? Do you think that those are all of the things that they're doing? It's just they're all just going after Donald Trump? You know, there's more than the FBI, right? But we're talking about the FBI right now, BP Slick. Okay, so I'm talking about the FBI. Nobody said that. I'm literally reading the chat. You I can't say that word on Twitch or on YouTube. No. I'm done with Patel. I'm good on that. But I'm interested. I want to know. I want to know what you people want from the FBI. BP Slick, come into Discord. Tell me where I'm wrong on anything. Actual prosecuted cases? I'm asking what you guys think the FBI isn't doing. What do you want me to look up? I'm an adult? Okay, call me on Twitter. I have Twitter open on a tab right over here. I don't have Twitter? You don't have anything, do you, BP Slick? The children's book, Minitro, yes. The children's book is weird, but also the FBI didn't hide those things. They collected dirt on MLK. This is my understanding. I've never looked into this because it's never been a major issue for me to actually care about, you know? But didn't they collect illegally information on Martin Luther King to blackmail him with so that he would stop doing civil rights marches? I again, this is just something I'm not simple. They want the people they like to be let go, and the people they don't like to be prosecuted to the highest extent. Yeah, I know, Majestic Orbit. I know that's how it is, you know? But I'm asking them because, again, I have this list of things that Trump supporters say either Trump won't do or will not happen, right? They said that he won't do blanket tariffs. It seems like he is going to do blanket tariffs, so we'll go ahead and put a strike through that once he gets into office. They said that he won't pull out of NATO. We'll see. Hopefully he doesn't. I really hope he doesn't. Abandoning NATO allies, same thing with that. Nationwide abortion ban. I have a feeling that Republicans will go maximalist on that. Mass deportations. I have a feeling that he will do that. In-right birthright citizenship. I'm not sure if he'll even be able to do that. Outlawing all trans shit, destroying the Department of Education, dismantling the FBI and or CIA, implementing Project 2025 initiatives. What is it with the FBI that you people want? What do you guys think that they do on an everyday basis? What is it that they do on an everyday basis that makes you so yes, man, so pained? Besides the fact that they're like have investigated Trump for things that he has actually done. Number one, the FBI should be taken out of the foreign counterintelligence businesses and are confined to police work. If there's going to be terrorist activities happening in the United States, they probably need the ability to probe into people that are planning those things overseas, yeah? BP Slick, instead of just saying, I don't understand something, tell me what I don't understand. Otherwise, I am just going to like time you out too. Like, I would rather have a like conversation or someone tell me what the I'm wrong about than people just say, LOL, wrong. Like, tell me, what the do I have wrong? The MLK thing you just said, I just qualified that before I said anything that, hey, I've never really looked into this, but this is my understanding. I could be wrong about it. I said that before I even said the thing. If you've never been a part of the intelligence community or DOD, all of the people in chat right now have never been part of the intelligence community or DOD. But for some reason, my opinion is incorrect and their opinion is correct. Have you ever been part of the intelligence community? What branch of the government have you been part of? What department? I don't believe BP Slick because he's too to even make a Twitter account. So I don't think that he's like part of any intelligence agency. Sorry. If you don't even know how to make a Twitter account, you're probably too stupid to have ever gotten hired at a intelligence agency. Army isn't part of the intelligence community. Unless you were in like the PSYOPs, which like I know people who have been in the, I can't remember the name of the, not the unit, but like that section of the military. But okay, if you're a foot slogger in Afghanistan, you're not part of the intelligence community, okay? It's called Intel. No, there's a specific thing that I'm thinking of, but I can't remember what it's called. Just because, no, I'm not talking about Intel. This is why, see, this is like the exact reason why I don't like read the shorts chat, because there's like one or two that will sit there and just like say things very confidently, never have the balls to jump into a voice call with me, and then not tell me why I'm wrong or give me the information, the counter information, right? Like tell me what information I have wrong and then give me the correct information. Operational security is different. I'm in the Discord waiting room. Oh, me. I'm sorry. I've scrolled up too far. 1 second. Let me put in my other earbud. Wait, hold on. This MXGuy. Did you thumbs up the rules? There we go. Now I can hear. Because if you didn't, then I'm going to have to... You didn't. Okay. Which guy is it? Give me a phone number. I don't have a... I'm not giving you a phone number, BP Slick. Yeah, to the guy that's in the voice call right now, you're going to have to hang up because it won't let you talk, okay? You're going to have to hang up. I just gave you the roles to be able to talk, and then you jump back into the waiting room. I'll give you mine? No, because if I call you, then you'll see my phone number. I thought you were part of the intelligence community. Is the MX guy not listening? Yeah, okay. He left. Now jump back in. Okay, now you're going to have to unmute yourself. Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
okay, cool. Oh, you have like push to talk on or something?
Yep. Sorry, I had to end the stream because I was getting up after there.
All right, what's up? What have I said that's wrong?
Well, a couple things. I just don't need you to kind of embarrass yourself. Sorry, I'm sick. Sick too. That's why my voice sounds kind of effed up. The Army is part of the DoD. There are plenty of intelligence positions that are not part of like the FBI or
let me be ultra clear. When someone says that they're Army and therefore they were part of the intelligence community or that they have some sort of information that other people don't have or something like that, like it's 99% of the time bullshit, because most people who were in the Army were not in any kind of intelligence role, right? So that's why when I hear someone say, oh, I was in the Army, like, and you don't tell me what part of the Army that like specifically has anything to do with intelligence, like you're probably just some dude who was given a, the rifle, given a kit and put on the ground in Afghanistan, which means that you have
Yeah, but
no greater understanding of the intelligence community than anybody else.
Well, that's not exactly true. I know for the Air Force, everyone in the Air Force has a secret clearance minimum. You can't get in the Air Force without it. So even if you're just a mechanic rebuilding a plane, you still have a secret clearance and you still have information other people aren't going to have.
Does that make you part of the intelligence community?
No,
absolutely not.
But
which is why, like, when sorry, I'm being a little bit too aggressive, but I just want to make it absolutely clear.
Yeah.
When someone says, like, oh, I was in the Army, therefore I know more about, like, the intelligence agencies and how corrupt they are, I'm just going to immediately discard that unless they give me, like, more information, or, like, obviously not doxable information because I don't need that, but, like, something to, like, let me know that that person is actually, you know, like, qualified to make those statements. Because every single time I've ever, like, had someone in my chat or someone that I'm debating with that says, oh, I was in the military, therefore I know all about, like, international relations and I know about, like, what we should be doing with like our foreign policy or shit. Like, it's literally someone who has had, like, one tour in Iraq.
Well, you don't, that's the thing, is you don't know that. And anyone worth their salt with anything above a secret clearance isn't going to be naming what department they were a part of. They're not going to be naming what they did. That's stupid. And actually, a counterpoint to that, if you don't make it, if you're in that, sorry, my kid's freaking out.
You're fine, man.
If you are a part of that community and you don't make a Twitter or social media, that actually makes you really damn smart.
Oh, no, I was just like, I'm just shitting on that guy because he just, like, keeps on mogging from chat, but not, like, actually telling me what the I'm saying that's wrong. He's just saying wrong. So.
Yeah, well, my point would be, don't be so eager to disregard that, because
no, I'll disregard people that won't, like, tell me what the I'm saying is wrong or offering a counter, like, piece of information. I will call that person a. If you're just gonna sit in my chat and say, you're wrong, LOL, you don't know anything, I was part of an intelligence agency, blah, 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 but then, like, not say anything, like, any, like, not answer any question that I'm giving to you, like, obviously I don't need to know, like, specifically what someone's job is or specifically what someone's role is or anything like that, like, to a, like, you know, up to, like, a reasonable degree, right? But, like, if you're just gonna, like, sit in my chat, I'm gonna shit on you, like, because you're not actually, like, proving that you know goddamn anything.
So what I really don't understand, though, is that the left is very critical on law enforcement, right? And I'm not saying it's unwarranted or unjustified, but then I have a lot of family in law enforcement, so I kind of see both sides of the issue. Absolutely, the most corruption you see in law enforcement is within these national agencies like the FBI or the CIA,
or the NSA or something like that.
And then that, for some reason, that corruption, it's okay, we can let that slide.
Can like, besides like an investigation into Donald Trump, which seems to be the number one and only thing that anybody ever brings up, is the fact that the FBI, like, it investigated or was bringing charges against Donald Trump for things that he did, right? Can you give me an example of the FBI being corrupt against, like, anything else?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. The way they handled Hillary Clinton's mishandling of classified information was absolutely corrupt as hell. If I in the military had done a similar thing, I would be in prison for my entire life. I already know that. Whereas
how much do you know about this? I'm not, like, an expert on that, like, specific topic, but I will I know enough about it to know that Hillary Clinton was investigated for years and they weren't able to secure even not a conviction, oh shit, what is it? An indictment. They couldn't even indict her.
They didn't want to indict her.
The Republican Party didn't want to indict Hillary Clinton.
No, the FBI did not want to indict her. Because
the FBI had the same access to. Sure, yeah.
I'm kind of glad they didn't, because I'm not a member of the let's put behind bars political opponents on either side. I've been saying that's stupid since 2016. I still think it's a stupid idea. I'm not saying we grant immunity to every political candidate, but I'm really not a fan of that road.
I mean, I'm not a fan
But,
of it either. But like that's my thing, right? Like when we look at the like quote unquote weaponization of the DOJ, right? We have like someone like Kash Patel who is about to be nominated to be the head of the FBI, who says that here's a list of like 80 names of people that I'm going to politically prosecute, right? And then the Democrats, number one, they investigated their own people in I can't remember his first name, but Menendez from New Jersey. They got him, right? And I think he's been convicted unless something has changed since last time I looked. But like they went after their own Democratic senator, right? They investigated the President of the United States. The DOJ investigated the President of the United States, the sitting one, the Democrat. Okay, we have the DOJ's special counsel into Hunter Biden, right? Like the idea that the Democrats are weaponizing the DOJ in a way that is just like hyper partisan compared to what the Republicans are openly saying right now is ludicrous to me, right? Like this double standard.
Didn't Joe Biden just say that the DOJ was weaponized against his own son?
I haven't looked into anything on the Hunter Biden pardon thing. I was going to do that later today in stream.
Yeah, well, in the pardon, he straight up says that the Department of Justice was weaponized against Hunter Biden, which if we're going to say that that's the case, then, well, gee whiz, couldn't they also be weaponized against Trump? But going back to the Hillary thing,
but
though,
like here,
you
really quick, I
absolutely-
just because I want to talk about stuff that is like more pertinent to literally right now, and because I
Sure.
want to talk about things that I know more about, right? Because I was still in high school when Hillary was being questioned about shit.
Okay.
So when it comes to Hunter Biden, I would say that, yeah, there was absolutely weaponization of the justice system against Hunter Biden. The amount of shit that like 5 years worth of investigations into Hunter Biden, and the best that they could get on him was like tack on charges, right? Things that people would only get like prosecuted for normally, right? People would only get prosecuted for these things if they were caught doing another crime, and then they wanted to put them behind bars for longer, and then they would tack on these charges, right? Like the fucking Kodak Black guy. Yeah, with the gun charge, the Kodak Black guy did the exact same thing, and the only reason he got caught with that charge is because he was on like either TikTok or Instagram Live holding his guns improperly high as in front of his children. That's the only reason that he got arrested for that.
Yeah, no, it's that if you're going to lie on a gun form, you're going to go to prison for a very long time, regardless of who you are.
But what I'm trying to say is people don't like the FBI and the ATF and all these different, law enforcement agencies that the federal government has. They're not going after people like day in and day out for like writing shit incorrectly on their gun forms, right? But they will.
They
they're trying.
They absolutely are, though. I'm sorry, you're wrong about that. They are.
I am 1,000,000% right on this. I would bet money if I had any money. Okay. Because my understanding is that the gun charge is not something that people are going to very easily, or like the law enforcement agencies are going to easily just like discover. They're not going through the file cabinets and saying, let's investigate this person. Let's investigate this person. It's usually, hey, this person committed a crime. All right. And it has to do with guns. Let's look at their gun paperwork. Oh, they lied on the gun paperwork. Oh, okay. Well, we can go ahead and tack that charge on. That's my understanding of it.
Well, with your understanding, you haven't had a lot of experience with law enforcement in general.
I'm just going based off of what like people in the FBI and people in law enforcement have said. So,
well, beyond that, give me a sec.
Also, really quick, I know that there was another person in the waiting room. I will, if you want to jump back in, I will drag you in right after I'm done talking to this guy.
Beyond that, well, man, what was I going to say? I was going to say something, and then you went on a
Sorry, I apologize. We were
fine,
talking about the tack-on charges, and I was saying that like I can only speak to things that I've seen people in the industry say.
Yeah. Beyond that, like the treatment that Hunter got was absolutely exceptional and way more than. So in the military, I see people all the time get hemmed up on drug shit, even just weed, right? This
'cause
guy
you're in the military, right?
Well, yeah, this guy got in a waiver, Hunter Biden, to be an officer. I believe it was in the Navy, and then was high on cocaine, and then just got a not even a dishonorable discharge, if I understand right. That's insane, especially for an officer. He should have
I've never heard
absolutely
of
been
that.
doing
I
prison time
don't
for
think
that.
I've heard of this. Hunter Biden discharged Navy, you said, or was it Coast Guard?
It was Navy.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Reuters.
Which him getting in as an officer at his age was already clearly because he was Biden's son.
Yeah. I mean, like, I don't doubt that there's nepotism within the government, but like, also, one second. Where's the received? He didn't receive a dishonorable discharge. Was handed a less severe administrative discharge after failing a drug test for cocaine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds pretty like on par for like what we know about him, right?
Yeah. So, and then, you're saying attack on charges. But
yeah, do you know how they like got the evidence for these things?
Like they didn't. Go ahead and refresh me.
Yeah, they looked at his memoir and then they found like cocaine residue on a gun holster that he hadn't used in a long time because he's been sober for 5 years. Like that's the evidence that they got him on these things. Well, I mean, like I'm pretty sure doesn't he have to do like drug tests and shit? I'm pretty sure he's like in some sort of program that forces him to do that. And also, he doesn't look like he's on drugs anymore because you can see the pictures before and after he was sober.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, well, I mean, yeah, having drug residue on a gun holster, though, is pretty alarming if you ask me.
I mean, it can be, but like,
you shouldn't be mixing guns and drugs.
I mean, like, I don't disagree with that, right? Like, I'm pro Second Amendment too, but like, I'm not gonna like sit here and say like, oh, well, you know, they're trying to go after him for something to do with Burisma in Ukraine, but they can't find enough evidence to get any kind of indictment for that. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to just like do a fishing expedition into every aspect of this life, right? We're going to find some kind of tax charge, which you shouldn't cheat on your taxes, right? But that got paid back, right?
But that's like standard for law enforcement, though, is if you suspect, like, let's say you got a mafia boss, right? And you know he did all this corrupt shit, but you don't have the evidence yet, so you find any hole in him and then investigate that, and it'll turn up other leads. That's not really weaponization or picking on a guy. That's standard.
I would agree with you, but like there has to be like some kind of evidence that, like, for instance, with Al Capone, they got him on tax charges, right? But they had a bunch of evidence for a bunch of other shit that he did, but they just didn't feel like they had enough evidence to like bring it to court, right? They couldn't find any evidence for anything that they were claiming about Hunter Biden with like the Chinese people or the Ukrainian people or the Russian people or like anybody, right? It turned out like one of their major informants for the Republican Party that was the Republican probe into Hunter Biden, like one of their major informants was literally a Russian spy that had to flee the United States because he was outed as a Russian spy, and then they just kind of like pretended like none of that ever happened. And then the best that they could do on literally anything, because they couldn't find any evidence of any of the crimes that they alleged, was the tax fraud and like a near half-decade old gun infraction.
Okay, well, they hadn't found anything yet.
They investigated him for 5 years. Maybe after like 5 years and 6 months, maybe after the 6th year, they would find something. Is that what you're trying to say? Or like, do we just like indefinitely investigate this guy until we find some kind of proof? Or
I don't know if they would have found proof or not, but I think it's pretty. You really need to look up this pardon that Biden issued. I think it's pretty.
Well, yeah, we're gonna
damning.
get to that pretty soon here on stream. I just we were going in order of the things that
Well, I hate to not mention it, but it's kind of impossible not to because the
No.
pardon
You can
starts when. Yeah.
Here, we can start looking into it right now.
The pardon starts when he joined Burisma, so that's a little weird, and then goes on
my
for 11
understanding.
years.
I'll tell you everything that I know about the pardon right now, and then I'll tell you what my immediate thoughts of it are. Right? It's a 10-year blanket immunity thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
11 years, I think exactly, but yeah, close enough.
Okay, so on one hand, that sounds super sketchy. On the other hand, they've been investigating this for 5 years. His name is now on the FBI investigation hit list that this Kash Patel guy has, right? And they haven't found anything incriminating over 5 years of special counsels and congressional, ethics committee or whatever the probes into Hunter Biden. No law enforcement agency, no special prosecutor, no special investigator has been able to find any malfeasance when it comes to the Ukrainian Burisma stuff. I think my initial thought before even reading anything about the pardon is that, okay, well, I'm Joe Biden. My son has been, investigated for the past 5 years because I'm president, right? They haven't been able to find anything about him. And now they're putting him on a hit list for things that they say are going to be, more political prosecution of this guy. I'm just going to give him a blanket pardon, and they can't find anything in him yet, then I'm not going to let them sit there and continue to harass my previously drug-addled son and send him back into a drug addiction relapse.
So you don't think? Well, first of all, Biden promised he wouldn't, and talked all this stuff about.
I agree that he probably shouldn't have promised not to.
Well, my theory is that the plan was he steps down, Kamala takes his place with the agreement that she would pardon Hunter, and that would let Joe Biden maintain that I didn't pardon my own son. I'm not interfering with the system. Kamala pardons him. I think that was the original plan, but Trump winning really threw a wrench into things.
Why would that throw a wrench into it?
Well, with Trump winning, now Kamala doesn't get a term and she can't pardon Hunter. So if he's going to be
Biden
pardoned,
can
it has to be
step
Joe
down
right now.
if he really wanted to do that. He still can step down and let Kamala be the first female president for the next month.
Yeah, at that point, it's so obvious what you're doing, though, that it doesn't make much of a difference. And I don't think Joe wants to step down for the remainder of 4 years. That guy wanted to be president since the 70s.
Let me ask you.
You don't think
did you? Well, go ahead and ask your question. Sorry, I'm interrupting you a lot.
Oh no. It's all right. What were you going to ask me?
Did you have as many problems with any of the Trump pardons?
I didn't like Trump's pardons at all.
Okay.
I'm not a fan of his pardons. They suck.
This is something that I saw a debate on this last night that was infuriating. I've been seeing people talk about this on Twitter, and it's just insane to me because of the double standard for how much energy we give to the unbelievably obviously corrupt pardons that Trump did, right? People who were begging for pardons because they knew that they broke the law. You can see this in their text messages saying to Trump, hey, I think it was Eastman. He was hey, I actually think that I will need that pardon after all of this now, right? And
yeah.
I'm not even sure if he got one, but there were a bunch of people who were on that pardon list who were provably, lying to Congress, that were provably, doing fraud, that were provably doing a whole bunch of insane shit, right? And Trump gave them blanket pardons too. But for all the Republicans who are talking about this being corruption, I don't see any of that energy for what Trump did. But now that Biden's doing is the most insane shit ever.
I'm not saying that Biden issuing this pardon is corruption. That's one of the powers of the president. You get to issue pardons whether you like it or not. I didn't like Trump's, but at the end of the day, he gets to issue damn pardons. I do think it is damning that Hunter was up to something based on how long of a pardon it was, based on other things like Biden leveraging that foreign loan to Ukraine, unless they fire the prosecutor investigating his son. Shit like that is extremely shady.
That's not why he fired. That was in line with what the intelligence communities, what the executive branch, what like our allies in Europe wanted. They were all looking at this Shokin guy and saying, "Hey, he's not like doing any real investigations. Like, there's a million things of corruption inside of Ukraine, and this guy's not investigating any of them. This guy needs to go." Yeah, Biden did pressure them to impeach that guy, or not impeach him, to fire that guy. But it's because he wasn't investigating anything hard enough. That all of our
it
allies
wasn't pressuring though. It was straight up a quid pro quo situation, because again, he was investigating Hunter Biden or Joe Biden's son.
No, he wasn't investigating Burisma to the degree. It wasn't just Burisma though, right? Like there were like a million different things that he wasn't investigating, because he too was corrupt, which is why Biden, at the behest of not just Obama, but like, because, well, let me ask you this. Do you think that Joe Biden, against the wishes of the DOD, the DOJ, the CIA, like all of the intelligence agencies in the United States, against the executive branch of the United States, against all of our European allies who are also having stakes in Ukraine, against all of their feelings about Shokin, you think that he unilaterally went in there, did a quid pro quo, and like nobody was upset about it?
No, I'm sure the intelligence community was on board with it, but I have.
Why do you think? Do you think that they were on board with it because they wanted to defend Hunter Biden?
Absolutely.
Okay, hold on.
But
you don't believe this.
Let me counter you.
I'm just gonna lay out what you just said, and then you can say it. You're saying that all of our European allies who had a stake in Ukraine also were hardcore dick riding Hunter Biden.
Well, are not all of our European allies pretty damn left wing? And if there's this high level of corruption,
also that's not true. But like,
if there's a high level of corruption, like within our own country, in the Democrat sphere. And I'm not saying the Republicans are any less corrupt, but within the Democrat sphere of things, I'm sure there's also corruption in Germany. There's also corruption in Switzerland, for example, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can there's almost certainly corruption in every single government like possible, like to varying degrees. I don't think that our country is nearly as corrupt as any European, like Eastern European country or Russia or China or like any of our adversaries. I don't even think that we're really that corrupt. But like, again, you're alleging a global conspiracy at this point to defend Hunter Biden, a literal nobody on the world stage.
No, that's a misrepresentation. I'm saying that there's a vested interest. If this guy is investigating things like Burisma and Hunter Biden, there's a vested interest for left-wingers to get rid of this guy. But beyond that,
they fired him because he wasn't investigating Burisma, and the next guy that went in did investigate Burisma.
All right, let's rewind for a second here. When the intelligence community all agreed that there were weapons of mass destruction in Iraq and we had to go in and do something about it, do you agree with that assessment, or do you agree with me that that was corruption?
I'm sorry, can you just repeat it again? I just missed like the first part of what you said.
Sure. So when the intelligence community reported that there were weapons of mass destruction being built in Iraq and that we had to go in, put boots on the ground, and bring down Saddam Hussein to prevent weapons of mass destruction, do you agree with me that that was corruption? There were no weapons of mass destruction, and it was basically a lie to get us into the war in Iraq.
All right. So I was literally like 8 years old when the war in Iraq started, but this is my understanding that all of our intelligence agencies actually said that there was no like evidence of WMDs, but the special counsel or like something that the Bush administration put in place specifically was the one that said, yes, there are weapons of mass destruction. And they went with that report instead of the report that was a joint report from the CIA, NSA, and like 2 other intel agencies. But I could be wrong, but that's my understanding, is that we did have the intelligence agencies, and they did say we don't have evidence of WMDs, but there was a special investigator that was appointed by the Bush administration, and they went with that one.
I'm pretty sure that's not the case. I am like 90% sure that
intel agencies.
By all means, please do.
Iraq War. Okay, and after this, there's a guy that's been waiting for like 30 minutes. Yeah. Oh, yes. Okay. So first thing, scrolling down a little bit more. I'm not sure like what I can find.
Well, since that guy's been waiting so long, I'll just say, if you do find that yes, the intelligence community failed, which I believe is the case,
if they
but
failed,
I could be
if
wrong.
they did fail, like I'm not like gonna sit here and say that the United States has never made a mistake or that there has never been corruption. It's just that my understanding is that like there was a joint report from like 3 intelligence agencies that said we don't have any solid evidence of WMDs in Iraq, and the Bush administration went with some outside intelligence from someone that they appointed.
Well, my point would be if the intelligence community was corrupt enough to do something like that back then, but they aren't corrupt now, what changed and what got rid of that corruption?
But
that
like,
would be my
also,
first question,
like,
because
but again, like we look at specifically the things that they're doing to Donald Trump, and we look at the things that they're doing to like Hillary Clinton and stuff. But like overwhelmingly, the majority of what the CIA and the FBI does is stuff that is good for the United States. Do you disagree?
Absolutely, I disagree.
Okay. If you're up for it, later this week I'll be streaming again. If you want to like bring me some stuff that you can like either DM me or post them in interesting articles in the Discord. I read through almost everything that people post in there, so we can like revisit this conversation since I'm cutting it short.
Yeah, sure. Can I leave you with a little parting statement though?
As long as it's not something that's going to get me banned off of the website.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. That's screwed up.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm a swing voter. I'm the kind of guy that will vote depending on, hell, if Tulsi Gabbard was running for the presidential election, I would have voted for her over Trump. That said, I watched your pre-election coverage, and I would encourage you to really take time to step back, take a look, because I'm watching the Democrat Party learn absolutely nothing from this past election. And it's sad to see, because I don't want there to be a Republican monopoly. I want there to be 2 good choices. But
that would be a
you guys got
cool thing to talk about next time. Like, I agree.
Yeah.
There's a lot of problems with what the Democrats are doing right now, but like what we like, especially if you're like a Tulsi Gabbard person, then I would probably say that we have very different prescriptions on what we ought to be doing to change things. But like that would be an interesting conversation that we can tack on to the second half of this one next time we talk.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Well, hey, thanks for having me. And you have a good night, man.
All right. Catch you later, brother.
Bye.
Bye. All right. Based Welshman, did you thumbs up the rules? You didn't. All right. I'm going to give you the roles right here. And then you need to disconnect and then jump back into the waiting room so it will give you the ability to unmute. Uh-oh. Maybe he's not here. Okay. Let me look at what chat is saying. Tulsi rules. Tulsi is a like traitor to the United States. Off. She is like probably the only person in government that I would, or like has ever been in government that I would say is directly like a Russian stooge. She's like a pro-Assad like terrorist. Okay. All right, based Welshman, how's it going? If you are talking right now, I cannot hear you. Check what your I can see your thing is lighting up, but you're not saying anything. So look at your user settings and see if you're using the right microphone. Oh, wait, hold on. Why? Oh, wait, say something now.
Hello.
Oh, okay. For some reason, your user volume was auto set to 0%. Have I talked to you before?
No.
Oh, okay. I don't know why that happened.
Okay.
What's up?
Can you hear me loud and clear now?
I can.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, I've been hearing about your chat tonight. Just very recently, you mentioned the Iraq War and weapons of mass destruction. It was sold to the US public and the British public. I'm old enough, like, that it was 45 minutes from imminent, sort of, from firing to being hit. So my attitude on that would be Tony Blair and Bush would be war criminals because they're responsible for maybe 1 million deaths in that region. Close to.
I don't know the full scope of what happened in Iraq. Again, I was literally a child in elementary school when the Iraq War was happening.
Okay.
So I can only go off of like the very little that I know about it.
Yeah, well, basically that's the reality. I mean, but we'll move forward to something more modern. The pardons with Biden. Biden has done an 11-year pardon, including everything that has happened in this total time. So which is pretty us all in. But maybe the pardons for Joe himself, because my opinion, we can argue about it, but I'll just lay my grounds down. It's just pretty sus, and I will guarantee a number of pardons before the 20th of January, and a lot of them will just so happens to have been, as Joe Biden says in his statement after giving Hunter a pardon, that the criminal justice system was actually was a war, like a war against them, against the Biden family. But Trump would say the same. But yeah, there'll be plenty of
I mean, I
other
don't doubt.
pardons.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to disagree with you that Biden's probably going to give a bunch of pardons before he leaves. But that's what every president does. But like, whether or not they're like a corrupt one or a political one or something like that is another question, right? Like, claiming that there's going to be a war against these people has to have like some basis for it, right?
It's called
So,
war.
like,
He basically, I can't remember the words he used. I'm getting, but it was like, basically the justice system was against the Biden family or Hunter himself.
well, I was making the case to that last guy that I would say that it probably was to try and get at Biden, because again, they investigated that for 5 years and weren't able to like substantiate any of their claims across 3 different agencies that were four.
Okay.
One being a special investigator, special counsel investigator to try and find something on him, right?
Okay.
But like,
okay.
the second thing I just wanted to say really quick was like, if Republicans didn't want to give the Democrats ammunition to say that there's a like war being waged on them, maybe the incoming FBI director shouldn't have put out a hit list of like 80 names of people in journalistic institutions and in the political system that are going to be prosecuted for reasons.
Well, it's funny you mentioned the FBI because if I remember rightly, during the month of October 2020, the Hunter Biden laptop was elusive and infamous. I couldn't share it on DMs on Twitter. I couldn't do nothing. No one could share it.
For how long do you think that was?
That's right. The FBI, the reason why I bought it, 51 agents from the FBI said it's classic Russian disinformation. And it just wasn't, was it? They knew it.
Okay,
They all
so first off,
knew it.
it was 51 former intelligence people, all right? That said it
Yeah,
had,
of course. They want to cover their neck because they know they're all full of shit.
well, they were former ones, and like, okay, I'm going to tell you the story that was being given out into the public, okay? There is a blind computer repair shop guy who Hunter Biden went in and dropped off his laptop full of tons of... Yeah, I know. It sounds fake to anybody with a... Yeah, it sounds fucking fake. Oh, well, yeah, it's true. But these
It's
former
so bizarre
well,
because
hold
he
on.
forgot his laptop. He forgot where he put his laptop.
He's a drug addict. Yeah, of course he left his laptop. He probably didn't even remember he had
That's
a
why
laptop.
it sounds untrue.
Right?
That's why it sounds untrue, but it's true. We now know we knew it was
Yeah,
true
we
then.
now know it's true. But the 51 former intelligence people probably didn't have the information, right?
How come it was mislaid then? How come the laptop was mislaid for a very long time? And they refound it. They refound the laptop that was given to them by the computer shop keeper.
Wait, hold on. Do you know anything about this story? The FBI didn't have the laptop initially, right? It was given to Giuliani.
Right. But when it was in the FBI's hands, they mislaid it for a long period of time, and then they refound it under pressure.
I don't think that they mislaid it. What are you talking about?
Yes, they did. But they couldn't find it.
Hold on. I don't think I've ever heard anyone say this before. FBI lose.
You don't get me on this.
Well, I'm just gonna Google it because I've never heard someone say that.
Mislaid. It didn't say lose, did I? But go on.
I'm sorry.
Pick it out. Pick it out of the crowd. Pick it out of the crowd. I obviously know nothing about the case. I've just got the.
Okay. When you say mislay, is lose not a synonym to you?
Well, it could well be, but if you think
I wasn't trying to change your words.
But by your statements that I know nothing about the case is bollocks, because I've given dates, times, and basically, hold on.
The reason I say, do you know, hold on?
It doesn't matter whether it's former
I'm just going to call.
FBI.
Hold on. I just want to chill us out for a second. The reason I said, do you know anything about this case, is because you said I couldn't share anything on Twitter. I couldn't share it in DMs, and then I said, for how long? And then you just moved past that. The reason you couldn't share it on Twitter was for 24 hours, and it was because nobody knew whether or not it was real or not, and they didn't know whether it was.
It wasn't for 24 hours.
It was for 24 hours.
So
that is how long it was suppressed on Twitter.
Was it the New York Times that published it originally, and wasn't their account shut down for weeks until they deleted the story?
It was the New York Post. It was a New York Post.
I knew it wasn't Times.
Yeah. But I believe, now I could be wrong. It might have been 3 days.
That went on for weeks.
No, absolutely not.
So they were penalized more. They were penalized more than everyone else.
Wait, hold on. Hunter.
Laptop.
Okay, let me see how long this actually. Here, let me.
Why can't I leave this screen?
Yeah, sorry. I moved it off screen in case I accidentally mistyped something. 1 second. Sorry. Girlfriend texting me. Okay.
Okay.
Unleash the story, blah, blah, blah. Damaging material, blah, blah, blah. I want to see how long was it?
It was hell.
Twitter's former chief legal officer echoed Roth by saying that Twitter admitted that its initial action was wrong and changed its policy within 24 hours.
And could it be shared from that point on? Because
yes.
as far as I remember, it couldn't even be shared. But it was totally discounted, wasn't it? As Russian
because it sounded fake as. Yeah, I thought that it was fake because it sounded fake as a blind computer salesman. Hunter Biden went into his shop in Delaware, dropped it off, full of incriminating
but
pictures.
when you know he's a crackhead, it makes sense.
I'm not sure that it him being a crackhead was super wide knowledge until those pictures came out of his monster. After everyone saw the pictures of the crack pipes that were taken off of the laptop, yeah, everyone knew that he was a crack addict. But before that,
everyone knew he was
a
crack addict. Everyone, well, maybe not everyone, but everyone knows now. But it wasn't a secret that he was a petulant drug user and pretty bad drugs as well. There's lots of footage of him in hell of a mess over the time.
Right. I don't know if the footage and the pictures came out before or after the laptop was leaked.
Well, he did taking photos of himself taking drugs with whores, didn't he? Did have a
but I think but again, I think all those pictures came out after the laptop information was leaked. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it all come from the laptop.
Yeah, but so what I'm saying is,
laptop.
To me, as someone that didn't know dick all about Hunter Biden because I don't give a about like the president's family unless they're doing official actions, right? Like I don't know dick all about Hunter Biden. So like at the end of the day, like it sounded super fake because not everybody in the world knew that it was a like crack-addled like weirdo who his dead brother's wife.
Could you think of any reason why Burisma would pay him £1 million a year?
They probably were hoping that he could peddle influence, but he didn't seem to be very good at it because the U.S. government still pressured the Ukrainian government.
The big fella, 10%.
Yeah, but again, there's been 5 years of investigations into the Biden crime family, and they have not been able to secure a
You're never going to get a result there because these pardons are going to fly out now. They're going to fly out these, and because of what he's done, Trump's going to let all the J6s off. He's going to pardon loads of people now, and he can refer straight back to Biden. He can refer straight back to Biden and said he lied to the public for over a year.
Hold on, we're like jumping to like 5 different things. I just want to like talk about one thing.
It's still about pardons. We're still all about pardons.
Right, but we were talking about the Hunter laptop thing, and then we were talking about Burisma, and now we're talking about who Trump is or isn't going to pardon.
Like I started with, Trump can pardon who he wants now because he's got a free rein to give him a green light.
This doesn't give him a green light. He corruptly pardoned everyone that helped him do criminal actions leading up to him leaving office the first time.
Yeah, but Joe done his son because his son was up to his neck in it, and so is Joe.
He's been, again, okay, I'm going to say this again.
You can say it a million times. It wouldn't make any difference. We all know we all know no one's going to get prosecuted, and everyone's going to walk away.
Well, here's the thing. You're giving me an all roads lead to Rome to your specific conclusion right now. There's literally nothing that I could say that could change your mind because every single thing that I say is just another thing that proves what you're saying. If I say, oh, well, I think that the Burisma thing was a big nothing burger. Oh, well, it probably wasn't a nothing burger because, they had all this evidence, but they're not going to investigate them anyways. And if they did want to investigate them, well, now they can't do it. Like, there's literally nothing that I could say that could ever change your mind.
Okay.
Every single path that I go, it leads to your conclusion.
Let's move this on. Ukraine and Russia.
Yeah.
Just want to see your position on, obviously, here. Do you know how much money America has spent on Ukraine at the moment?
A couple $100 billion, maybe?
It's 183 billion.
Base.
Currently, it's mostly 200. One, do you think that money's well spent when I believe what it could do for America would be unreal when it comes to the problems you've got, and just like a lot of Western countries around Europe.
Well, I would agree.
America.
I would agree in some respects if like the overwhelming majority of that money that we sent is actually just the value of the missiles that we're sending them. I don't think that if we took, like 120 billion of it was not cash aid, right? Which I think it's a little bit more than that. But like the majority of it is.
I think I checked the other day. It's around. I think it's maybe 50-50 yellow. You check now. Check now if you want, because I think it did say when I looked into it. I can't remember.
How much has U.S. sent to Ukraine? My understanding is the overwhelming majority of what we've sent is. All right, this is straight from the horse's mouth. Launches $1 billion in military assistance. To date, we have provided approximately $61.4 billion in military assistance since Russia launched its premeditated invasion of Ukraine.
61 military aid, and the rest is money. Then 2/3.
Oh, this was released today. So. 64.1 billion since 2014, and then 61.4 billion since 2022.
Well, you're gonna have to. I just said 64 billion twice. I think I heard. Is that right?
Right. They've sent the same amount in 2 years than we did in 8 years since 2014.
So is that military aid or total aid? Because I had a different total, 183. I had a different total. I only did it like a week ago.
Let's see here. I just clicked on the first one. That was a DoD link. That might just be the DoD. Let me see here.
Yeah, I mean, I can have a look now, but I want to try and stay on point. So whether it's 120 billion or 183 billion, it's an extraordinary amount of money. And more importantly, the reality of war in Ukraine.
Okay, so this was September 27th of this year. It says of the 106 billion that I'm seeing here, we have budget support, that's 33 billion. Humanitarian support is 2.8 billion, and then 69.8 billion is weapons, equipment, and other military support.
We're getting different numbers all around, didn't we? It's getting between like 100 million and 100.
Yeah, if you want to like send me a link to what you're looking at, I don't know.
Oh, I checked it like a week ago, but I know that if whether it's 120 or 100 or 180, it's extraordinary. You know, that's 1 billion. 1 billion is 100,000 million, isn't it? But the more important point about it all is the men that have sacrificed themselves. The numbers are like through the roof. I'm not sure if you're aware. We can go into the number crunching time now. They will deny these numbers.
Ultimately, how much money we've given to Ukraine, I think, is based because Russia is trying to like upend like the way that we've been doing diplomatic relations for the past 80 years since the end of the Second World War. We haven't been into this whole thing about like going around and just like conquering other nations to like seize their land or to
You haven't been doing that. The U.S.
I will say this. As bad as the Iraq War was,
have a little think. Have a little think what you just said.
I trust me. I know what I'm saying.
If you don't like their style of democracy, you normally get involved in their.
Do we try to annex any of the nations? I'm not saying that the Iraq War was good, but I am saying that there's probably a difference.
What about Libya?
Libya?
What about Ukraine 2014 when the CIA caused a coup?
Listen, I have like 10 more
that's
minutes.
true.
No. I'm not trying to like cut you off completely. This is what I'm going to say. I have no, hold on, just real quick. I have like 10 minutes left. There's one person left, and you're going like deep into stuff that I would love to debate you like in length on. Are you free on Friday? Because that's what I'm going to be streaming next, and it would be cool to talk to you and the last guy that I talked to.
Okay, all right, no problem at all.
Okay, cool. And that way you can send me whatever you're looking at, and we won't have to sit here for like 20 minutes trying to figure out what numbers we're talking about.
Yeah, but
fine?
like I said, the US gets involved in all world politics, and if they don't like it,
we're the biggest. We're the biggest dick swinging around.
Yeah, your statement was the opposite. Then, though, you were saying, "Oh, we don't." And you're like, "Yeah,
Hold
you
on,
do.
Hold on, no.
You get involved in lots of stuff."
I wasn't saying that we don't get involved. We obviously get involved. I'm saying we don't try and conquer land. We don't like violate an entire country's sovereignty to take it over.
Iraq. You went to war on a lie in Iraq. We all went to war on a lie. The UK went to war on a lie. It was a lie.
Yeah, I don't defend the Iraq War.
It's a sovereign country.
Yeah, but we didn't try to annex them, did we? Like, I'm not defending it, but I will say that it's probably better than like
a million civilians died in the region.
I'll take your word for it right now. I'm not a leftist, I'm not a commie. I'm not a conservative. I'm like a center left liberal. Like I'll defend some of our foreign policy and I'll attack other parts of our foreign policy.
Think about Libya. Think what you did in Libya.
Libya was
with Colonel Gaddafi.
Justified. Libya was so justified. That guy was killing so many of his own people. To the point where like even Libya's like staunchest defender on the UN Security Council, Russia. They could have.
Believe in the hype.
Well, hold on. Russia could have vetoed the UN action, the NATO action that happened over there. They could have vetoed that. But guess what? Even Russia saw that it was so bad that they couldn't defend it. That's why Gaddafi got a bayonet straight into his asshole, because it was so bad that was going on over there. Even Putin was like, "Man, dude, we can't openly defend this."
Do you know what he said in the UN meeting when he spoke in front of everyone? He said, "I'm stopping the influx and the invasion of Africans into Europe. I'm the only one stopping it. As soon as they took him out, it started. And it hasn't stopped. He was exactly right at the time. And the reason why they got rid of him, because he was going to do an African dollar. And they were going to...
That wouldn't... Nobody would go from the American dollar to the Libyan dollar. Libya literally has no... Like, even before it fucking collapsed,
you think he's a monster. You know, you think he's a monster.
Yeah, because he was fucking killing his own people.
You know when no one paid electric, don't you?
Wait, what?
No one. There was no electric bills in Libya. They had free electric, mate. Free schools, free hospitals.
You know what? Would you trade, like, never having to pay an electric bill again if it meant that, like, your leader might just, like, one day start artillery striking your fucking house?
I mean, do you think it was worth going into Iraq?
No, hold on. Answer my question. Really quick.
No, but that's what you do. That's what you do. You go into places under democracy and shit. You destabilize
the Iraq War
region.
Is probably the worst foreign policy blunder.
Thousands of people. You kill hundreds of thousands.
Oh my God, dude! I have like 2 minutes now. I want to continue the conversation, okay? But I have like 2 minutes, and I'm just gonna like.
I'll leave. I'll see you Friday.
All right, bye.
Ta-da.
Okay, Dungeon Meowster, did you? Oh, I don't think that you accepted the rules. You have to thumbs up the rules, Dungeon Meowster. Okay, really quick. Can you attempt to unmute? Okay, if you can't unmute yourself, you're going to have to drop out and then join back in. We have literally 5 minutes. Okay, rapid fire. I really have to wrap this up.
Oh, sorry. Hey, I figured I'd say hi. So it says Dungeon Meowster. I'm actually Zapcat.
Zapcat. That sounds familiar. Have we talked before?
Yeah, I've been in 2 of your other chats, actually.
Oh, okay, cool.
A couple days ago, we talked about guns, only because I was curious about it.
Oh, yeah. I remember.
I figured I was going to pop in, say hi, see how you're doing. You seemed really frustrated the other day. And just now you seemed very frustrated too.
Because like the reason I'm frustrated is because like I feel like the kinds of interesting conversations are completely like overshadowed by like conspiracy like bullshit and like looking at foreign policy blunders from 20, almost 30 years ago that like we have like a collective PTSD in the United States around Iraq because everything is compared to Iraq. Like, even when we're doing good
Iraq
things,
did change a lot of things.
I mean, it did, and it was bad.
Happen.
Yeah, but like now we can't even do good things like defend Ukraine or like defend Taiwan without everybody saying that we're like the warmongers when like we're not the ones invading anyone anymore, right? We moved on from that foreign
pendulum
policy.
theory. That's pendulum theory right there. You swing one way, everyone freaks out, tries to knock it back the other way. But like then they go a little bit too far. It's gonna swing back. It's just you got to give people time.
But I listen, dude. The reason I'm frustrated is because I thought the exact same thing when I first started streaming about like for like 2 years. I thought, okay, we've been seeing people get more and more like into conspiracy theories for the past, 3-4 years. But like eventually it's going to start swinging the other way. And unfortunately, literally, it's almost impossible to have a conversation anymore without like a million rabbit holes of conspiracy theories that lead to nowhere. But like for some reason I have to accept all of the facts around it as being part of some like larger conspiracy, which is so ultimately frustrating because there's so many good criticisms of the United States. There's so many good criticisms of the UN. There's good criticisms of Israel. There's good criticisms of like literally everything, but we can't have those conversations. Kind of like the gun conversation that we were having the other day. Like at a certain point, I just like, I can't have a conversation that involves like any actual solution because what the problem is overshadowed by, like this global cabal of people. I guess like according to that last guy, like or the guy before, all of our European allies, because they're leftists, wanted to defend Hunter Biden, who was never a politician in the United States, from any kind of
I found that kind of confusing. I'm not gonna lie. That seemed a little bit nonsensical.
Yeah, and like at a certain point, like I'll entertain the conversations for content, but it's like I do care about my country and I do care about like what solutions there are that we could possibly, arrive at if people were willing to have those conversations. But like the further you go on the left or the right, like at a certain point, like it's just all conspiracy theories.
Yeah, gibberish, basically. Yeah. No, it's
But,
frustrating. It's just that's why you got to find the reasonable people to talk to. They're not hard to find.
like this one right here. Conspiracy theories are all nonsense until the FBI admits they were all true 20 years later and promises they've changed. But like,
where the f- did you read that?
In
What?
my shorts chat.
Oh, I thought you were looking in the.
No. Like that statement right there. Like most conspiracy theories don't get proven right. Like the JFK one, right? Like the FBI assassinated JFK. Not true. The moon landing. That guess what? We landed on the moon, right? What's another like big conspiracy right now?
Fluorinated water.
Fluorinated water is going to turn the frogs gay. Like there's a million things that like it's all like insanity. And I want to have those like really good like arguments about like what we ought to do, because there are like I could see both sides of a lot of these different issues outside of some of our foreign policy, because I think our foreign policy was way more defensible under Biden than it was under either Trump, Obama, or Bush. But like, man, like I can't even get to the reasonable criticisms that I would have of them, because everyone's like saying that we're like funding Ukrainian Nazis who are going around and persecuting Christians in Lebanon because the Jews are controlling everything.
Oh God, yeah. So the Nazbol propaganda is what you're talking about, and Nazbol is probably one of the most. I know that sounds like a conspiracy theory, but hear me out. You know what a Nazbol is, right?
Yeah. I've seen like the Nazbol vortex and shit. Like I've seen all of these things. Like at a certain point,
it's Nazbol cope, essentially. Like anything surrounding Ukraine, where like it eventually wraps around to like this is a culture war. This is it's our Eastern Orthodox based culture versus Western incursion. And so I guess the Jews get thrown in there too.
They always
it's
do.
cope. It's cope.
It's cope for people that don't want to like actually learn how our systems work. Hey, I'm really sorry. I don't mean to cut the conversation short. But,
No, it's
I have
fine.
to
I
help
just
my
wanted to
girlfriend.
check in.
Yeah. My girlfriend is like desperately wanting me to cook dinner, so it is
Oh,
my
okay.
time to go. Well,
you have a good night.
Yeah, you too. I'll catch you next time. All right, man.
Yeah, of course. See ya.
Okay, bye. All right, guys. What is a Nazbol? It's an ideology. There's people that kind of like subscribe to it around the edges that don't even know that they subscribe to it. Kind of like fascism, kind of like communism. Actually, I think that you have to know that you're a communist if you want to be a communist. But like it's like a deep web meme internet political ideology. All right. Hey guys, I love you guys very much, but I have to go. It is time for me to eat dinner. So I will catch you guys next time, which will be on Friday. Love you guys very much. Catch you guys then.